Kevin, you like Dapper Station, and I can understand why. He's got speed, 2 wins and a second in 3 starts for Hunter Oaks. And Hunter Oaks, when he ships, he's ready.
Yeah, you see just 6 starts for him this year at the Meadows, 3 wins and 2/3. So he's bringing him here ready, I think. And, you see all the ones on the page, which, can leave, I think, not as experienced handicappers susceptible. But I think here, especially on a day like this, it's an obvious choice, in my opinion. Dapper Station right now 9-5. I think that's about right. If I could get 5-2, that would be great. But I'm not sure that the money is going to quite come for Sting Blue Chip unless somebody knows something. I think Dapper Station is going to go to the lead, and I think he'll probably go all the way. So I'm at 6-1, 4-5. Ashley.
Yeah, I'm at 6-4, 5-2. So I'm sorry, 1-6-4-5. I think this is where I'm going to make up all of my picks for that last race. I'm still alive in the second leg of the pick 4, and I'm singling this race.
That was a good race to spread in, I think. As you mentioned in that last race, definitely worth a spread because Complete Unknown came up a bit short. Not often you get Dave Pallone at 5-1 around these parts anymore. So he gave the horse a great chance, and the horse responded in kind. I think interesting here is 5 Alarm Fire for Doc Moore shipping in. Just one race, 52-3 behind Shalom Hanover and Mascar Pone. What will he have to offer?
Taking 3-1 money currently, and I'm curious also. He did kick in 27 in that race. Didn't make up much ground, though, because the top 2 were flying. Now, Mascar Pone has delivered so far out of that race, and we'll get to see what Shalom Hanover has coming up here in race number 11. But 5 Alarm Fire certainly comes out of a live, fast race stake up at Woodbine. He made the trip with the other 2.
Horses are on the track and parading to the post for the 10th race. Pennsylvania Stallion Series Colt Pacers for $20,000. Number 1 is Sting Blue Chip. Owned by Milt Lehman, James Stambaugh, Alan Keith, and Wingfield Brothers. Brian Brown trains. Driver Tim Tetrick. Number 2, Gilligan Hanover, owned by Jeff Indoff and Misty Winkler. Jeff Indoff is the trainer, the driver, Jeremy Indoff. Number 3 is Caribbean Mickey, owned by Richard Hammer. Scott Cox, the trainer, the driver, Justin Walters. Number 4 is 5 Alarm Fire, owned by Sally and Paul McDonald. Ian Moore trains, driver, Todd McCarthy. Number 5 is Lutonomous, owned by the Burke Racing Stable, Weaver Buscemi LLC, Knox Services, and Beastie LLC. Ron Burke trains with Ronnie Wren. 6 is Dapper Station, owned by HO Racing Incorporated, Louis Peachy and Trebet Racing. Hunter Oaks trains with Yannick Gingras. Number 7 is Atreides, owned by Scott McKenzie and Stratton Stable. Corey Stratton is the trainer and driver. Win Place Show, Exacta, Trifecta, Superfecta, and Rolling Double Wagers right here on this 10th race. Wager now. Even money on the 6 Dapper Station. Hunter Oaks trainee taking a lot of play here for good reason. Oaks has 3 wins and 2/3 in just 6 starts at the Meadows this summer. Always brings his horses here ready to go, and this one has now won 2 straight. One at Pocono in the All-Stars, and then second one at Pocono, 53-3. This horse is doing exactly what you want to see. Qualified twice in 157-2. Went a little quicker at the first start, 55-3. Cut a second off of that, 54-3. Cut a second off that again to 53-3. He's getting better with each start.
And he finishes up, too. Not only does he have speed, but he's able to finish in those races. You see 27-1 home, 2 back, 27-2 home last time. So he's able to carry that speed and kick on. And that's obviously a proven formula for success. Kevin, I know you like this one on top. I'm taking a peek at the replay for Sting Blue Chip right now. So I'll give you an update. on that one.
Replay. He was good. He was in hand, I think. He had to hold off a rival on the outside, too. So it's not like it was a bad effort. But he raced well off cover and got the job done. I think he's going to need to show a little bit more. And if he gets mired in like a mid-pack trip, I don't love him. Also, shout out to Mr. Jeff Zidek for Atreides. First try. No stutters at all. It was perfect.
I mean, he might have had a little help with that.
That will not be revealed. 5-2 on 5 Alarm Fire. He took significant support in the doubles. I think his double was only paying about $5 more than Dapper Station. So some support coming in for this Ian Moore Colt, potentially because of how Mascarpone raced earlier, but also just because he draws well. And if he's able to get in a good spot, there's not too much early speed to his inside, so it honestly could wind up 6-4. And if that's the case, we'll just see who's better.
Even money on the 6 Dapper Station. I understand it. And it was a nice win by Sting Blue Chip in that race.
That was the update.
Yeah.
Nice
that was
win.
your update. Nice win.
That's it?
You're probably correct on the chart. I'll give you that.
Surely not 15 at the quarterback.
Correct. Yes. Gate rolling here. 9-2 on the 1 if you're a fan. I'm a fan. I think that the 1 can win this race. This is a good price. Gates rolling.
This is your final call for wagering on our 10th race of the afternoon. Even money on the 6 Dapper Station, 2-1 on the 4-5 Alarm Fire, and at 9-2 is the 1 Sting Blue Chip. Last chance to get your plays in, race 10. Pennsylvania Stallion Series, Colt Pacers are on gate, race 10. And they're off stride at the start was the 7 Atreides. Going for the lead is the 2 Gilligan Hanover, but Sting Blue Chip fires out quickly, and here comes the 6 Dapper Station, 3 wide into that first turn. Racing 4th is 5 Alarm Fire, followed by Caribbean Mickey in 5th. Lutonomus stays out of the early battle in 6th, and the trailer after the break behind the gate is Atreides. Sting Blue Chip, Tim Tetrick wants the front. Gilligan Hanover forced to drop it in 2nd. Dapper Station backed off 3rd, but now comes back to the outside. 27-3 for the opening quarter mile. They'll come past the grandstand for the first time. It's Sting Blue Chip to the inside, but the challenge comes from Dapper Station. Gingras will now take the 6 Dapper Station to the front at the 3/8 mile point. Sting Blue Chip yields in 2nd, Gilligan Hanover 3rd. 5 Alarm Fire is 4th, and it's Caribbean Mickey in 5th. Lutonomus is 6th. The trailer after the break is Atreides. They head for the halfway marker. It's Dapper Station leading it at 3-5. Takes this field over to the halfway point in 56-3. It was a 29-second second quarter. Past the paddock and down the backside. Sting Blue Chip is 2nd. A couple lengths to Gilligan Hanover 3rd. 5 Alarm Fire prompted to come to the outside 4th. Caribbean Mickey is there 5th. Caribbean Mickey goes off stride on a break the 3. Moving up the inside is Lutonomus along with Atreides. They head for the 3/4 marker. Quick move on the outside. 5 Alarm Fire is now 2nd, trying to challenge Dapper Station for the front. They're over to the 3/4 marker in 1:25, 28, and 2/5 for the 3rd quarter. Around the final turn, 5 Alarm Fire continues to close. He's right up alongside Dapper Station. Wheel to wheel, top of the stretch. They turn for home. Putting the nose in front on the outside is 5 Alarm Fire. Dapper Station back to 2nd. Here comes Sting Blue Chip to the outside. But through the stretch, it's 5 Alarm Fire. Racing on the outside, Sting Blue Chip 2nd. 5 Alarm Fire scores in 1:53. 5 Alarm Fire and Todd McCarthy made the move, goes on for the win. Dropped all the way down to 2-1. Right on his morning line price at the wire. Strong effort first up, went at Dapper Station, and that one was certainly no slouch bet. It bet down to 3-5.
He got roughed up early, though, and had to kind of wait to take the lead. He did get a nice, easy second quarter, but then had to pick it up. But really, as soon as 5-alarm fire was launched, he looked like he was coming two to their one and just, grinded them down. The one got a nice drive. Sting blue chip, secured the pocket, was able to rally, but the winner was far gone here. You get 4-1-6-3. 60-1 Caribbean Mickey stayed flat, and here's Justin Walters again picking up another check and another big price super.
The unofficial winner of the 10th, number 4, 5-Alarm Fire, by Sally and Paul McDonald. Dr. Ian Moore with his second training win of the afternoon, and Todd McCarthy has his second winning drive. 5-Alarm Fire, 2-year-old colt by Always Be Mickey, and now has his first career win and just his second lifetime start with a lifetime best here of 1:53. Judges have posted the inquiry sign on number 3 Caribbean Mickey for a possible violation of the braking rule. Well, once again, inquiry sign posted on number 3 Caribbean Mickey for a possible violation of the braking rule. Please hold all tickets. Presentation in the winner's circle of the Winback Farm blanket to 5-Alarm Fire and driver Todd McCarthy. Inquiry sign is down. Judge is determining no reason for any type of disqualification. 4, 1, 6, and 3. Not yet official, but the inquiry sign is down. Results are official. 4, 1, 6, 3. It is official. Payoffs in the 10th. Number 4, 5-Alarm Fire, $660, $4, $210. Number 1, Sting Blue Chip, $420 and $210. Number 6, Dapper Station, $210 to show. The exacta 4-1 pays $28 even. 4-1-6 in the try, $34.40. Superfecta pays $14.30. Double 5 and 4, good for $39.80. Number 3, Caribbean Mickey was 4th. Number 2, Gilligan Hanover 5th. Number 5, Lutonomus was 6th. Number 7, Atreides was 7th. Top down, 254. 163 and 7 on the bottom. The time for the mile, 1:53. 11th race is up in 10 minutes. 10 minutes till post for our 11th race. Double will pays are on your screen right now. They favor number 3, Shalom Hanover at $7.80. $28 on the 2, Captain Kangaroo. Even money on the 3, Shalom Hanover is the early favorite on the win board as well. Let's take another look at race 10. And they're off stride at the start was the 7 Atreides. Going for the lead is the 2 Gilligan Hanover, but Sting Blue Chip fires out quickly, and here comes the 6 Dapper Station, 3 wide into that first turn. Racing fourth is 5 Alarm Fire, followed by Caribbean Mickey in fifth. Lutonomus stays out of the early battle in sixth, and the trailer after the break behind the gate is Atreides. Sting Blue Chip, Tim Tetrick wants the front. Gilligan Hanover forced to drop it in second. Dapper Station backed off third, but now comes back to the outside. 27-3 for the opening quarter mile. They'll come past the grandstand for the first time. It's Sting Blue Chip to the inside, but the challenge comes from Dapper Station. Gingras will now take the 6 Dapper Station to the front at the 3/8 mile point. Sting Blue Chip yields in second, Gilligan Hanover third. 5 Alarm Fire is fourth, and it's Caribbean Mickey in fifth. Lutonomus is sixth. The trailer after the break is Atreides. They head for the halfway marker. It's Dapper Station leading it at 3-5. Takes this field over to the halfway point in 56-3. It was a 29-second second quarter. Past the paddock and down the backside. Sting Blue Chip is second. A couple lengths to Gilligan Hanover third. 5 Alarm Fire prompted to come to the outside fourth. Caribbean Mickey is there fifth. Caribbean Mickey goes off stride on a break the 3. Moving up the inside is Lutonomus along with Atreides. They head for the 3/4 marker. Quick move on the outside. 5 Alarm Fire is now second, trying to challenge Dapper Station for the front. They're over to the 3/4 marker in 1:25, 28, and 2/5 for the third quarter. Around the final turn, 5 Alarm Fire continues to close. He's right up alongside Dapper Station. Wheel to wheel, top of the stretch. They turn for home. Putting the nose in front on the outside is 5 Alarm Fire. Dapper Station back to second. Here comes Sting Blue Chip to the outside. But through the stretch, it's 5 Alarm Fire. Racing on the outside, Sting Blue Chip second. 5 Alarm Fire scores in 1:53. 5 Alarm Fire. Oh, there I go. Cutting myself off, talking over myself. There we go. 660 on the win ticket. We've got an 11th race coming up in 8 minutes, 8 till post for race 11. This is the third division of the Pennsylvania Sire Stake 2-year-old colt Pace. 45,000 plus on the line. Well, Tim Tetrick had a choice here between the 5 and the 7. He takes the 5 Loud Luxury for the Burke stable. 4-5 on the 3 Shalom Hanover. Morning line goes to the 3 Shalom Hanover. I like the 3 Shalom Hanover. Mike likes the 3. Kevin likes the 3. We got a lot to talk about here with this 11th race. But first, let's talk about our sponsor. It is Subert Insurance, Surety Bonding, and Benefits. Subert & Associates, sponsoring race number 11.
Your business insurance costs under control? Talk to the professionals at Subert. We're more than insurance brokers. We're risk advisors who know your industry. Finding ways to control your costs and grow your bottom line. Proudly serving Pittsburgh businesses for over 50 years. Find out what we could do for you. Get in touch today. Subert & Associates, official partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Seven minutes on the board, 7 till post. Mike Probosi, you made a comment earlier today that about Dr. Ian Moore coming down here for a reason, and wow, he's got 2 wins already. And Louis Ra, he does not drive at the Meadows very often, and even though Ian Moore had multiple horses in, he came here to drive 1 horse today. Driver of his caliber coming here to drive 1 horse. What does that tell you? You know.
And guess what? 2 horses out of that race have won already, and have won convincingly in quick times. And this one just toyed with those 2 in 50 and 4. So who's going to beat Shalom Hanover? I think only maybe himself if he lives up to that last start. But the 2, Captain Kangaroo, is in here coming off of a mile that went in 50 and 2 at the Meadowlands, and it's Noel Daly, it's Andrew McCarthy, and they've had some success today as well.
I'm going to go 3-2-5-1. I cannot pick against Shalom Hanover. This is a Poppy Rob Hanover. $50,000 yearling purchase last fall, and he looked impressive at Mohawk in the Tompkins gears. 50 and 4/5 is an even money choice last week. Actually, 2 weeks ago. That was July 10th. So I've got to take that one to win it. I'm at 3-2-5-1. Mike is at 3-2-4-1. While we have a moment, let's take another look at the field for the Adios. It's coming up a little later on. It's race 16 on our program today. There's your field, $420,500 on the line for the Adios. Another C note, Dexter Dunn, Frantic Hanover, Tim Tetrick, Odds on Mr. Mamba, James McDonald, Al Papa, Yannick Gingras, Lou Adipa, Mike Wilder, Sweet Lovin' Lou, Scott Zeron, Treacherous Lou, Andrew McCarthy, Toast of the Town, Todd McCarthy, and Malillo with Ronnie Wren. Post time coming up for this 11th race in 5, and that Adios is race 16 on our card. I believe we're going to be sending it down to Ashley down in the winner's circle area. Ashley?
Thanks, Jeff. I am joined by Derek from the DRF. I'm polling people at this point. So give us some insight. What do you think? Thanks for coming out. This is your first Adios.
Yeah, it's great to be here. I'm really enjoying the atmosphere, and it's a really nice track. I was actually at the Meadows in 1998. I did like a driving tour of tracks when I was younger, and it looks a little different now.
Oh, you were just giving me some handicap insights for this next race, and I just put on the headset and join me because you're the guy I like to go to for harness picks. So what are your thoughts here?
I think in general, when it comes to these two-year-old races, what I was telling you earlier is that I think you want to kind of try to avoid the favorites. Most of these horses only have one start. You know, people look at one start, one win, and they jump all over the horse like the horse is going to be great. Doesn't necessarily always ring true, though. I think in this particular case with Shalom Hanover, the 3-horse, I think you might have a case of a special horse where, you know, favoritism makes sense.
Yeah, I have him on top with 3, 5, 2, 6. I don't think you overlook the fact that we have a driver coming in just for that one ride. So that's a pretty significant standout fact for me as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think 3-2 is the most logical thing you could look at here. It's probably going to be paying, you know, a very small price. I kind of favor the 1 a little bit, Score Dog, Hound Dog. You know, a horse that, you know, most people don't know what to make of, you know, just qualifying lines. But the horse came home in 26-3 last time at Hoosier. I mean, a lot of horses come home fast at Hoosier, but this barn is, you know, started off the year very well with a lot of good young horses that have all been firing pretty nicely. So I would take a shot with maybe the 1 underneath.
Yeah, and I'm going with a long shot too at the 5. I really coming out of the Burke barn with Tim Tetrick, I'm not going to discount that.
Yeah, I don't think you can ever go wrong with Ron Burke on Adios Day. I mean, this is his home turf. You know, he tends to win a lot of races here. I think in general, you just have to look at these horses and know that, you know, when they're only 1 or 2 starts in, there's still a lot of maturity and a lot of improvement still left to come. So you don't want to necessarily, you know, be on top of the favorites all the time, and you want to kind of look at a horse and think like, well, maybe this horse could get better in his next start, you know, than was in the previous start.
Well, Jeff, we'll throw it back to you. Thanks for joining me on this impromptu handicapping session.
Anytime, whenever you want me to be here, I'm here.
Hall of Famer, Derek, and they're in the house, and it was nice to see Derek come out to the Adios. Derek's a great guy. DRF harness, so much great coverage that he presents all over, and the Hamble coming up, he's going to be busy taking care of business for Hamiltonian, but we got the Adios to get through first, and this 11th race, Shalom Hanover currently 1-2 on the board. Could be value, actually. It's the key is how are we going to fill out these exactas, these tries? They have rolling doubles also. One race before the $10,000 guaranteed pick 5, so start looking ahead. That late pick 5 that completes with the Adios. Fantastic Adios this year. Looking at some exactas currently. There's our double will pay $780 if you're alive to Shalom Hanover. That's the favorite double. Captain Kangaroo, second favorite, $28 there, and some money for the 1. That was Derek's tab here with Vernon Beachy, Ronnie Wren teaming up with Scorecard Hound Dog. Love the name. 64-20 if you're alive in that double with 5 alarm fire in the front end. Jeff Zidek back with me. Jeff, nobody seems to want to take a shot against Shalom Hanover after what we've seen from some of the also-rans in that race. Who can blame?
Yeah, that line looks good, but as you said, sometimes you read into it a little bit and you look at the competition and seeing what that competition has come back and done. Yeah, Shalom Hanover really lays over this field on paper, but as we always say, they don't run the race on paper. We got to see what happens once the gate opens, and anything could happen. But surely Shalom Hanover deserves to be the top choice here. They are on the track. Here are the horses for the 11th race, 3rd division of the Pennsylvania Sire Stake. 2-year-old Colt Pace, the purse, $45,563. Number 1 scorecard, Hound Dog, owned by Green Acres LLC and Mike Klimas. Vernon Beachy is the trainer. Driver, Ronnie Wren. Number 2, Captain Kangaroo, owned by Showblum Racing. Joe DeScala, FAC Racing, and Michael Dolan. Noel Daly trains with Andrew McCarthy. 3 is Shalom Hanover, owned by the Shalom Hanover Stable. Ian Moore trains. Driver is Louis Ra. Number 4 is Lou Nato, owned by Greg Luther Racing. Todd Luther trains. Driver is Austin Hanners. Number 5 is Loud Luxury, under the Burke Racing Stable. Libby and Purnell LLC, Knox Services, and Frank Baldacchino. Ron Burke trains. Driver Tim Tetrick. Number 6 is Celtic Wave, owned by Kiefer Elite Bloodstock. Teresa Donnelly and John Berger. John Berger, the trainer, the driver, Colin Kelly. 7, Mickey's Big Bang, owned by James Fleming. Jamie Sullivan, the trainer, the driver, Dexter Dunn. Number 8 is Eloon Musk, owned by the Burke Racing Stable, Weaver Buscemi LLC, and Jason Malillo. Ron Burke trains with Yannick Gingras. That is your field for the 11th race. Exacta, Trifecta, Superfecta, and rolling doubles here on the 11th. And, of course, win, place, and show wagering. Wager now. Race 11's up next. 1-2 on the 3 Shalom Hanover is the top pick. 6-1 on the 2 Captain Kangaroo. Field on the track for the 11th, 1-2 on Shalom Hanover. He's kind of holding around that price. Nine to 2, second choice is the 2 Captain Kangaroo. Taking some play here for Andrew McCarthy and Noel Daly. Horses are warming up, getting ready for this, our 11th race. Starting gate is moving down the backstretch. It'll stay in motion right through the start of this 11th race. Kevin Plaucha, any final thoughts from the winner's circle on this one?
Just trying to make sure you know that it's Louis Wah, not Louis Ra. That's first. Second, Louis Wah and Shalom Hanover look very tough to beat here. 1-2, now 2-5. I think that's about where he's going to go off. It just lines up very logical on paper. I think the only real value lies if you get 3-1 home, which off camera we got the Derek Givner seal of approval for the 3-1 exacta. So we'll see what kind of reward that yields. Scorecard Hound Dog, though, first time Beachy after a very sharp qualifier at Hoosier, and we've seen already, and we've talked already about Vernon Beachy's record and how he can get one to go right away. So 9-1, not sure he's going to beat Shalom Hanover, but that's why you race the race. And I think he's a logical exact candidate for this heavy favorite.
Starting gate moves into position. This is your last call for wagering on our 11th race of the program. 2-5 on the 3. Shalom Hanover is the one taking the bulk of the play. 5-1 on the 2. Captain Kangaroo, and at 8-1 is the 1 Scorecard Hound Dog. This is race 11 on our 16 race card. Start looking ahead to that 12th race. The Adios pick 5 will begin in race number 12. Field for the 11th is ready for action. We have a recall. Mutual windows remain open. We have a recall on the 11th. Once again, a recall on the 11th. Mutual windows remain open. All right, so this recall is due to a gate malfunction. All the horses, that was no issue with the horses. This is a gate malfunction, and so we'll be going to our backup gate. So we will have a slight delay here. They will switch gates, and we'll get the backup gate out onto the track. So again, everything fine with all the horses. It was a gate malfunction, and so our 11th race, we will get them reformed here momentarily. It's 2-5 now on Shalom Hanover. Dropped a little bit from 1-2 down to 2-5, so 50 cents on the dollar down to 40 cents. We'll see if it goes even lower as we get this one going. 5-1 on the 2. Captain Kangaroo. Scorecard Hanover sitting out there as a third choice at 9-1. Race 11 out of 16 today.
This is a good race too, because this could be a future star in Shalom Hanover, given the so far the results that have presented coming out of that first Tompkins Gears. And Dr. Ian Moore, we have been pushing this all day long. When he ships, his horses fire, and this seems to be the best one of the bunch. So, what are we going to see here, Jeff? I mean, they broke the record in the one of the divisions. So.
Yeah, you know, you go back and you look through past seasons on these 2-year-old races, and if you go look at last year's 2-year-old races, who did you see racing here last year? Al Poppy raced here. Toast of the Town, Malillo. They all raced against each other in this exact stake that we're in right now, the Albatross. And then you had Frantic Hanover was also in this stake last year. So this 2-year-old stake is kind of a preview for next year's Adios in many respects every year. So I mean, that's pretty impressive that 4 of our 9 Adios finalists were in this exact stake last year. So that's why you keep an eye on horses such as Shalom Hanover or the other horses that raced well in the other divisions earlier. So
Absolutely.
Once again, we've got the slight delay here. It is due to a malfunction of the starting gate. As the horses are just waiting on the track. All the horses, no issues with them. That they did not have any reason for this delay for race 11. Don't forget, 12th race starts the late pick 5, $10,000 guaranteed pool there. Race 13, we're starting a late pick 4 with a $20,000 guaranteed pool. Race 14, we've got a brand new wager. We're trying this today. It's a $3 pick 3. And it has all your graded stakes. It's got both divisions of the Mickey Burke Adiovolo and then the Adios. So it's a $3 pick 3, and the guarantee on that is $10,000, but it's also got a lower takeout. It's a 15% takeout on that pick 3 races 14, 15, and 16 today. So we now have the auxiliary gate that is ready to go. So we'll get these horses headed back in the right direction and get this start of the 11th moving here.
Never a bad idea to have a backup, Jeff, even when you're betting. You never know. This gate looks a little sturdier. We got the truck. We got a 2-5 shot.
Yeah, holding now at 2-5. Had been 1-2 throughout much of it. move into position. We get started here with race 11. Anticipation starting to build toward the Adios, and as we talked earlier, this field for the Adios, we say it every year, it's a strong field, but I just think this one's a very, very good betting race.
Yeah, it's a great race. I mean, this is my favorite race all day long. Lots of chances in there. You have Franda Canover, that 2-year-old, coming back, finally maybe returning to form. Odds on Mr. Mamba, the NA Cup winner, and then you have the Burke Charges that just ran the second fastest race in Meadows history last week in the elimination, so it is wide open.
Last call for race 11. They are behind the gate. Betting choice at 2 to 5 is the 3 Shalom Hanover. Pennsylvania Sire Stake freshman Colt Pacers. th race, field behind the gate. 3rd division, Pennsylvania Sire Stake, 2-year-old Colt Pace. And they're off. The 3 Shalom Hanover steps out with the 2 Captain Kangaroo and the 1 Scorecard Hound Dog. That's the 4 Lou Nato into the turn 4th. Loud Luxury is away 5th, followed by the 6 Celtic Wave, the 7 Mickey's Big Bang, and the 8 Elun Musk. Shalom Hanover has the front by 2 lengths over Captain Kangaroo. Scorecard Hound Dog around that turn in 3rd, followed by Lou Nato in 4th, and it's Loud Luxury in 5th. But Shalom Hanover asserts himself early, takes this field to the quarter, 27 4/5. Passing the grandstand for the first time, Captain Kangaroo is 2nd, Scorecard Hound Dog is 3rd. Lou Nato 4th, and it's Loud Luxury in 5th. Celtic Wave is 6th, 7th is Mickey's Big Bang, and the trailer is Elun Musk. Into the turn, they head for the halfway point. Shalom Hanover comfortably out on top, getting things all his way. Captain Kangaroo sits the pocket trip in 2nd with Scorecard Hound Dog in 3rd. Lou Nato 4th. 5th is Loud Luxury. 56 3 for the half. It was a 28 4 second quarter. No challengers up top for the 1 to 5 heavy favorite Shalom Hanover. That's Captain Kangaroo 2nd, couple lengths back to Scorecard Hound Dog. Tempo has picked up a bit. Lou Nato 4th. 5th is Loud Luxury. Celtic Wave 6th, Mickey's Big Bang 7th, and Elun Musk 8th. They look the same as 1 lap ago. They move into the turn and head for the 3 quarters. No challengers for Shalom Hanover. And now moving to the outside, Lou Nato from 4th, now 3rd. They go by the 3 quarters in 1:24. It was a 27 2 third quarter. But Shalom Hanover starting to hear some footsteps. That's Lou Nato on the outside. Captain Kangaroo is 3rd. 4th into contention is Celtic Wave. Scorecard Hound Dog 5th. Top of the stretch, they turn for home. Shalom Hanover finds another gear and he pulls away. Lou Nato is 2nd. On the outside is Celtic Wave, to the inside Captain Kangaroo, but it's all Shalom Hanover. 150 4/5. He toyed with him a bit at the 3-quarter pole. 26 4 final quarter. You know, around the last turn, for a split second, you had to think he might have been in trouble with that 4 closing, but he popped the earplugs. You saw the left leg move right there. When he popped the earplugs, that was it. The 3 just accelerated.
Nice race there by Lou Nato to be 2nd, but, I mean, this guy is, I think he might breathe a little different air. Shalom Hanover, never in doubt, 1 to 5 favorite. Captain Kangaroo got his trip. I mean, perfect trip behind the favorite. Just no excuse when it was time to go. None of these could match him late. 26 4 home, and he looks awfully comfortable. I'm very anxious to see what sort of colt that we have here, because the horses behind him are going and beating everything else. So what is he going to do this year? Shalom Hanover, easy as he pleased at 1 to 5. You get 35 to 1 though for 2nd, and this exacta should be decent here.
Lou Nato, yeah, big surprise there, and he really earned that. He didn't just pick up the pieces late in the mile. He earned his 2nd place effort there with a tough first over trip. He got right up alongside Shalom Hanover around the top of the stretch.
He qualified well at Hoosier. I mean, there was some indication there with that first win, 26 2 kick for him. So he's another one. I mean, you have to say that he's one that is to watch as the year goes on.
For our on-track racing fans, we do see some of the Adios horses starting to make their way out onto the track. They are wearing purple saddle pads. Purple saddle pads will be the Adios horses warming up for their race a little later. The official winner of race 11, number 3, Shalom Hanover, run by the Shalom Hanover Stable of Ontario. Dr. Ian Moore has his third training win of the afternoon. Louis Wa with the winning drive. Shalom Hanover, 2-year-old colt by Poppy Rob Hanover. He is undefeated in his career, equals his lifetime best of 150 and 4/5. Once again, we want to point out for our on-track racing fans, you will see horses warming up wearing purple saddle pads. Those are the Adios horses. If you see a horse in a purple saddle pad, those are your Adios horses starting to warm up for race 16. Race 11 is official. Number 3, Shalom Hanover, 240, 210, and 210. Number 4, Lunado, $17 and $7.20. Number 2, Captain Kangaroo, $220 to show. 3-4 in the exacta pays $48.80. 3-4-2 in the try, $132.60. Superfecta pays $52.92. Double 4 and 3, $7.80. Number 1, Scorecard Hound Dog was 4th. Number 6, Celtic Wave was 5th. Number 5, Loud Luxury was 6th. 7, Mickey's Big Bang was 7th. Number 8, Elon Musk was 8th. Top down, 4-3-1. 2, 6, 5, 7, and 8 on the bottom. The mile, 150 and 4/5. Race 12 starts the pick 5. It's the final 5 races on the card today. We've guaranteed this pick 5 pool to $10,000. Exacta, trifecta, superfecta, double, and this pick 5. Again, it's a $10,000 guaranteed pool. Trotters in the Dwayne Parker Arden Downs 3-year-old filly trot for $30,117. Just 5 minutes on the board. Let's take you right now to a replay. Well, let's check out the pick 4s first. We've got $53.50 with a 7. Chestnut Kelly is the top pick in that pick 4. And then in the double, $5.60 with the 7, Chestnut Kelly. Here's another look at the 11th. And they're off. The 3, Shalom Hanover, steps out with the 2, Captain Kangaroo, and the 1, Scorecard Hound Dog. That's the 4, Lunado into the turn 4th. Loud Luxury is away 5th, followed by the 6, Celtic Wave, the 7, Mickey's Big Bang, and the 8, Elon Musk. Shalom Hanover has the front by 2 lengths over Captain Kangaroo. Scorecard Hound Dog around that turn in 3rd, followed by Lunado in 4th, and it's Loud Luxury in 5th. But Shalom Hanover asserts himself early, takes his field to the quarter, 27 and 4/5. Passing the grandstand for the first time, Captain Kangaroo is 2nd, Scorecard Hound Dog is 3rd. Lunado 4th, and it's Loud Luxury in 5th. Celtic Wave is 6th, 7th is Mickey's Big Bang, and the trailer is Elon Musk. Into the turn, they head for the halfway point. Shalom Hanover comfortably out on top, getting things all his way. Captain Kangaroo sits the pocket trip in 2nd with Scorecard Hound Dog in 3rd. Lunado 4th. 5th is Loud Luxury. 56 and 3 for the half. It was a 28 and 4 second quarter. No challengers up top for the 1-5 heavy favorite Shalom Hanover. That's Captain Kangaroo 2nd, couple lengths back to Scorecard Hound Dog. Tempo has picked up a bit. Lunado 4th. 5th is Loud Luxury. Celtic Wave 6th, Mickey's Big Bang 7th, and Elon Musk 8th. They look the same as 1 lap ago. They move into the turn and head for the 3 quarters. No challengers for Shalom Hanover. And now moving to the outside, Lunado from 4th, now 3rd. They go by the 3 quarters in 1:24. It was a 27 and 2 third quarter. But Shalom Hanover is starting to hear some footsteps. That's Lunado on the outside. Captain Kangaroo is 3rd. 4th into contention is Celtic Wave. Scorecard Hound Dog 5th. Top of the stretch, they turn for home. Shalom Hanover finds another gear and he pulls away. Lunado is 2nd. On the outside is Celtic Wave to the inside, Captain Kangaroo, but it's all Shalom Hanover, 150 and 4/5. Big final quarter there for Shalom Hanover, 26 and 4. Just pulled away from the field coming home. We've got 3 minutes on the board. 3 till post. This is our 12th race of the afternoon Grand Circuit Stake. The Dwayne Parker Arden Downs 3-year-old filly trot, purse $30,117. Final 5 races means it's the pick 5. Driver choices in this one. Mike Wilder, his barn has 2 horses in here, the 1 and the 4. He picks the 1, Aviana Hanover. Ronnie Wren took the 5, Intisar Mill, over the 8. Tim Tetrick had to pick between the 2 and the 7, chose the 7, Chestnut Kelly, both of those from the Scott DiDomenico barn. Morning line to the 7, Chestnut Kelly. 1 for 11 this year, but has been on the board in the top 3 9 times on 11 starts. I'm going to take the 5, Intisar Mill, to win it. Beachy Stable is tough. They've got 1 win already today. I'm going to Intisar Mill. Up in class a bit from the Stallion Series. Mike and Kevin going to a number I did not use in my top 4. So this is where the handicapping, we have major disagreements on this race. You see 4 options there to win 3 different numbers, the 4, the 5, and the 7. 12th race, of course, is sponsored. And this one is sponsored by Winning Key Farm, the Hambletonian at the Meadowlands, the Hambletonian Society, sponsoring our 12th race today.
The starting gate is in motion. And they're off, and Nordic Catcher shoots out.
August 8th, the Hambletonian. We are not racing that day, as taking that day off. Everybody can enjoy the Hambletonian that day from the Meadowlands. Our latest group of winners, we need you to report to the promotions table. Michael Mull, Barry Vilanich, Ronald Bracey, Marlene Zuzak, and Tammy Paulis. Michael Mull, Barry Vilanich, Ronald Bracey, Marlene Zuzak, and Tammy Paulis. Report to the promotions table, please. Post time coming up for this 12th. They are on the track. Post parade time. Horses are on the track and parading to the post for the 12th race. This is the Dwayne Parker Arden Downs 3-year-old filly trot, going for a purse of $30,117. This race starts at pick 5 with a guaranteed $10,000 pool in this Adios pick 5. Number 1 is Aviana Hanover, owned by Altmaier Wilder Racing, David Wills, Courtney Evans, and Beverly Ross. Dan Altmaier trains driver Mike Wilder. Number 2, Lady Tessie Marie, owned by Angela Cornell and Tessie Esri. Scott DiDomenico is the trainer, the driver, James McDonald. 3 is Misty Rose Hanover. Zach Moritz is the owner and trainer. The driver is Brian Zent. 4 is Skyline Salty Girl, owned by Altmaier Wilder Racing. Anthony and Mark Capone and David Wills. Dan Altmaier trains. The driver is Dexter Dunn. 5, Intisar Mill, owned by James Crawford. Vernon Beachy is the trainer. The driver is Ronnie Wren. 6 is Honolulu, owned by Tim Betts and Shan-Am Philaniklu Incorporated. Per Engblom is the trainer. The driver is Andrew McCarthy. 7, Chestnut Kelly, owned by Angela Cornell. Scott DiDomenico trains. Driver Tim Tetrick. Number 8, Wendell in Hanover, owned by William Hart. Brittany Dillon trains. The driver Yannick Gingras. That is your field for the 12th race. Once again, a guaranteed pool of $10,000 in this pick 5. Wager now on the Adios pick 5.
Get on this pick 5, and it's about 7,000 in the pool currently. We should reach the guarantee pretty, I think, safely here. But we disagree a lot here, Jeff. I like Skyline Salty Girl. I can't believe you don't have this horse in the top 4. Quite consistent, 10 starts the year, 3 wins so far. Raced well in the Courier and Ives back here in June. Had a start on July the 10th and just missed ahead. You get Dexter Dunn now. You get off the rail. This one's been on the rail 3 out of the last 4 starts. So Skyline Salty Girl doesn't catch the top 4 for you?
I just like to be different. I don't know.
Kevin, what say you?
I made these picks days ago. You're asking me to remember what I did 3 days ago? Come on now.
As
old.
he said the other day, I can't remember what I had for lunch.
Exactly.
So how is he supposed to remember who he picked? Mike, I'm with you here. I think I'm with you in the top 3. I'm 4-6-1 in the top 3. Trying to play against Chestnut Kelly. She just doesn't quite win enough for me. And with all the early speed to her inside, I think she could be at a little bit of a disadvantage. Honolulu, we both have in for second. Second-time pair Ingblom. I really liked how she looked out on the track. Right now, 14-1. I think that lies as the main value in this race. And it's crunch time, Mikey. We got the pick 5. This is the lead up towards the Adios, and the contest is winding down. So crunch time everywhere.
Can't get in on the contest anymore. Looks like Corey P, currently in the lead. Ashley, what say you?
I mean, I'm going heavy in this first leg of the pick 5. And I'm going with the favorite. I'm going with the 7 Chestnut Kelly, and then 8, 1, and 5. I think these fillies have been going against each other all year at about a length apart, and it's a coin flip between the top 3. So I'm excited to see how this plays out. I think it's going to be a photo finish or something close to that.
It's certainly a competitive race with Wendell and Hanover from the outside. She could produce early speed.
Well, and Kevin's point out, too, Wendell and Hanover, just the second start since a barn change. Vernon Beachy had this one all along, and the horse was sold and now ends up in the Brittany Dillon barn and trotted in 53 first start for the new connections last week.
Yeah, that's a couple fillies. Honolulu and Wendell and Hanover both making second starts in the new barn. So a lot of different angles here. Aviana Hanover taking money from the inside. I feel like her and Intisar won't have as much of a jump off the gate, maybe looking for others to mix it up, and maybe even looking to follow each other into live cover.
Kevin, quickly, pick 5 here. This looks a little spready. Do you single Gold Impact in the next?
I think so. Black Crunch is progressing nicely. I think she's probably the only other one in there unless Blink 180 Lou freaks. And part of that pick 5, I loved how Miss Jum Jabber looked when she was warming up.
You have Miss Jum, you have Be Perfect, and then you have that wide open Adios. So get in on that pick 5. Very little time left. We will reach the guarantee. There's a wide open race 12.
And this is your final call for wagering on our 12th race. Co-favorites at 2-1. Board can't decide between the 4 Skyline Salty Girl and the 7 Chestnut Kelly. 4-1 on the 1 Aviana Hanover. Last chance to wager on this Adios pick 5 with a $10,000 guaranteed pool. They are behind the gate. Last call, race 12. Trotters lined up ready to go in the Dwayne Parker Arden Downs 3-year-old filly trot. And they're off. From the outside, the 7 Chestnut Kelly leaves with the 8 Wendell and Hanover. Mid-pack, it's the 4 Skyline Salty Girl, joined by the 5 Intisar Mill. Away 5th to the inside is Lady Tessie Marie. Aviana Hanover is away 6th. 7th out of the gate is Misty Rose Hanover, and the trailer is Honolulu. Through the first turn, Wendell and Hanover gets the front for Gingras. Was stretched out a bit by Chestnut Kelly, 2nd. Racing 3rd, that Skyline Salty Girl. It's a quick quarter of 27 and 4/5 for the filly trotters. They come past the grandstand for the first time with Wendell and Hanover leading the way. Chestnut Kelly there 2nd, couple of lengths back to Skyline Salty Girl in 3rd. Intisar Mill trots 4th. Off stride at the back, Honolulu, the 6 has made a break. Into the turn, they head for the half. It's Wendell and Hanover leading it. Chestnut Kelly is 2nd. Skyline Salty Girl trots 3rd with some ground to make up. Racing 4th is Intisar Mill. Lady Tessie Marie is 5th, followed by Aviana Hanover 6th, Misty Rose Hanover 7th, and Honolulu trails after the break. They covered the first half mile in 56 and 2/5 seconds. They straighten out down the back stretch. The leader, is Wendell in Hanover. Racing second is Chestnut Kelly. Skyline Salty Girl still third. No one's made much of a move yet. Intisar Mill is fourth. Fifth is Lady Tessie Marie. Aviana Hanover now steps to the outside from sixth. Misty Rose Hanover seventh, and Honolulu Trails. Wendell in Hanover by herself to the three-quarters in 124.27 and three strong third quarter. But Chestnut Kelly is closing right on the bumper now as they round the final turn. Skyline Salty Girl is third. Three wide from the back is Aviana Hanover. Inside, Lady Tessie Marie, top of the stretch. They turn for home. Wendell in Hanover leads it. Chestnut Kelly trying to make up the difference. Skyline Salty Girl to the inside, but through the stretch, it's Wendell in Hanover. Chestnut Kelly, one last push on the outside. Chestnut Kelly. Mile 1, 53-1. That is a photo for win. I'm not as sure as I sounded when they crossed the wire. 29-1 last quarter changed everything here as the horses started to make up ground. I gave the call to Chestnut Kelly, who went off at 3-2, but I don't know. Was I right or wrong? We'll find out here. This was a close finish. Watch the 4 closing on the inside. The 8 was hanging tough. I thought the 7 may have gotten there. Yeah, okay. I feel a little better now. 7, 8, 4 over the 2. 3 horses across the track. 7 up on the numbers there. 7, 8, 4, and 2.
And even the 2 was flying late, was in the mix there for the Miners. Lady Tessie Marie, you mentioned that slow final quarter, and Yannick looked on at the top of the stretch. I didn't think they would get near him, but the other 2 grinded down. Very close finish, but ultimately your favorite does prevail with the perfect drive by Tim Tetrick.
Moving into the Hunter Myers winner's circle, the winner of the 12th race, number 7, Chestnut Kelly, owned by Angela Cornell of New York. Scott DiDomenico gets the training victory. Tim Tetrick with the winning drive. Chestnut Kelly, 3-year-old filly by Captain Corey, gets her 2nd career victory. She's going to lower her lifetime mark to 153 1/5, and this will be a new stakes record in the Dwayne Parker Arden Downs 3-year-old filly trot. Stakes record performance as members of the Parker family making the presentation in the winner's circle. Chestnut Kelly, new stakes record of 153 1/5. It is official, 7842. 7842 is official in race number 12. Twelfth is official. Number 7, Chestnut Kelly, $5, $3.40 and $2.40. Number 8, Wendell in Hanover, $8.20 and $4.60. Number 4, Skyline Salty Girl, $2.60 to show. The Exacta. Well, let's go to the pick four. Pick four, you need all four. 5, 4, 3, 7 combination, $53.50. Exacta 7/8 pays $51.60. The try, $205.60. Superfecta combination in the 12th race is 7, 8, 4, and a 2. Its ticket pays $119.18, and your double 3 and 7, $5.60. Number 2, Lady Tessie Marie was 4th. Number 1, Aviana Hanover 5th. Number 3, Misty Rose Hanover 6th. The 5, Intisar Mill was 7th. Number 6, Honolulu was 8th. Top down 5, 4, 6, 3, 7, 8, 1, and 2 on the bottom. The mile 153 and 1/5. 13th race is coming up in 8 minutes. 8 on the board for the 13th. The Mary Lib Miller Arden Downs 2-year-old filly pace. $20,000 guaranteed pool in the pick four. $20,000 guaranteed into this pick four. Final four on the day. This is our Adios pick four. So guaranteed pool of $20,000. Your double will pays wrapping up here. Favor the 3 Gold Impact at $9.40. Some of our Adios horses are out on the track warming up. And there is a look at Frantic Hanover. Frantic Hanover out there taking his warm-up mile. A few races prior to the Adios. That one is another C note. That's another C note. Warming up, you note those Adios horses with their purple saddle pads. Al Poppy out there getting his mile in. Yannick Gingras will drive him later on. He was your winner last week, 147-2 in his elimination. Odds on Mr. Mamba on the left, getting in his work. Odds on Mr. Mamba. He out there obviously does not wear the overcheck to jog. He is out there warming up. There is Melillo. Melillo taking his training mile. So your Adios horses on the track, warming up. We're getting closer and closer to today's Grade 1 Delvin Miller Adios pace for the Orchids, presented by First Bet. Let's take a look at a replay of race 12. And they're off. From the outside, the 7, Chestnut Kelly leaves with the 8, Wendell and Hanover. Mid-pack, it's the 4, Skyline Salty Girl, joined by the 5, Intisar Mill. Away 5th to the inside is Lady Tessie Marie. Aviana Hanover is away 6th. 7th out of the gate is Misty Rose Hanover, and the trailer is Honolulu. Through the first turn, Wendell and Hanover gets the front for Gingras. Was stretched out a bit by Chestnut Kelly, 2nd. Racing 3rd, that Skyline Salty Girl. It's a quick quarter of 27 and 4/5 for the Philly Trotters. They come past the grandstand for the first time with Wendell and Hanover leading the way. Chestnut Kelly there 2nd, couple of lengths back to Skyline Salty Girl in 3rd. Intisar Mill trots 4th. Off stride at the back, Honolulu, the 6 has made a break. Into the turn, they head for the half. It's Wendell and Hanover leading it. Chestnut Kelly is 2nd. Skyline Salty Girl trots 3rd with some ground to make up. Racing 4th is Intisar Mill. Lady Tessie Marie is 5th, followed by Aviana Hanover 6th, Misty Rose Hanover 7th, and Honolulu trails after the break. They covered the first half mile in 56 and 2/5 seconds. They straighten out down the back stretch. The leader is Wendell and Hanover. Racing 2nd is Chestnut Kelly. Skyline Salty Girl still 3rd. No one's made much of a move yet. Intisar Mill is 4th. 5th is Lady Tessie Marie. Aviana Hanover now steps to the outside from 6th. Misty Rose Hanover 7th, and Honolulu trails. Wendell and Hanover by herself to the 3/4 in 124.27 and 3 strong 3rd quarter. But Chestnut Kelly is closing right on the bumper now as they round the final turn. Skyline Salty Girl is 3rd. 3 wide from the back is Aviana Hanover. Inside, Lady Tessie Marie, top of the stretch. They turn for home. Wendell and Hanover leads it. Chestnut Kelly trying to make up the difference. Skyline Salty Girl to the inside, but through the stretch, it's Wendell and Hanover. Chestnut Kelly, one last push on the outside. Chestnut Kelly. Mile 153 and 1. Very close photo. We had the winner through the line by a head, and you got a very close photo for second and third. This is our 13th race of the afternoon. It's the Mary Lib Miller and the Arden Downs 2-year-old filly pace. We've guaranteed this pick 4 pool. It's our late pick 4. We call it the Adios pick 4 because the final race today is the Adios. We've guaranteed this one to $20,000. It's been a great day so far, and we've got our biggest races yet to come. We still have those 2 divisions of the Adio Volo, the Mickey Burke Adio Volo 3-year-old filly pacers, some of the best horses in the region. And they're going to be going for that money in races 14 and 15. Race 16, of course, is the Adios. So we've got that special wager today. It is a $3 pick 3. It's races 14, 15, and 16. A low 15% takeout. Again, it's a $3 minimum wager, so we're trying something new here for this pick 3, our Adios pick 3. That will start in race 14. So once you get your handicapping done for race 13, start looking ahead to races 14, 15, and 16, our Adios pick 3. We've got 3 minutes on the board for this one. This is the Mary Lib Miller, Arden Downs 2-year-old filly pace, named, of course, for the wife of Delvin Miller, our Meadows founder. Stakes record in the Mary Lib Miller, My Girl EJ, Chris Page, 151-1 back in 2023. She then set the track record as a 3-year-old as the following year in 2024. Ronnie Wren had 2 options here. He was named on the 2 Burke horses, the 7 and the 8. He takes the 8 Blink 180 Lou. Another one sired by Sweet Lou. Morning line goes to the 3 Gold Impact. 3-5-8-6 for the morning line. Unanimous pick here of Gold Impact. Right now 4-5. I am at 3, 1, 2, and 6. This 13th race is brought to you by First National Bank, one of our sponsors this weekend. First National Bank. Big thank you to them for jumping on board and helping to sponsor our weekend here at Hollywood Casino at the Meadows.
At FNB, we rewrote the rules of banking and made getting everything you need a whole lot easier. Experience the one-of-a-kind eStore Common app. Checking, savings, loans, credit cards. One application, done in minutes. No hoops, no hassles, no surprises. Just one common app for more than 50 business and consumer products.
Can your bank do that? Didn't think so.
Welcome to FNB. Let's get started.
Race 13 is 1 minute away, 1 on the board. $20,000 guaranteed in this pick 4. The Mary Lib Miller starting it off. It's our Adios pick 4. 2-year-old pacing fillies in a Grand Circuit stake here. Morning line to the 3 Gold Impact. Well, you guys were discussing earlier, do you single Gold Impact? It's a risky play with these 2-year-olds, but on paper, it looks good. We'll talk more about it after this post parade. Here are the horses for today's 13th race. The Mary Lib Miller, Arden Downs, 2-year-old filly pace. The purse is $31,735. Number 1 is Jamie and the Jets, owned by Michael Surik. Doug Snyder is the trainer, the driver, Yannick Gingras. Number 2 is That's Faith, owned by Kathy Schofel, Roger Romesser, Marion Schilling, and Brett Schofel. Steve Schofel trains. The driver is Brady Brown. Number 3 is Gold Impact, owned by Altmaier Wilder Racing, Hutchison Harness, Milt Lehman, and David Wills. Dan Altmaier trains. Driver, Mike Wilder. 4 is Too Sweet, owned by Dean Collins, Arnold Whitkin, and Kathleen Borchers. Dean Collins trains. Scott Zeron at the lines. Number 5 is Black Crunch, owned by David Wills, Richard Code, and Twaddle Racing. Tim Twaddle is the trainer. Driver is James McDonald. 6, Good Thing, owned by Wayne Mast, Jason Ash, and the Scott Cox Stables. Scotty Cox trains. Driver Dexter Dunn. 7 is Loved Up, owned by the Burke Racing Stable. Larry Carr, Phil Calora, and Libby and Purnell LLC. Ron Burke trains. Driver Tim Tetrick. Number 8, Blink 180 Lou, owned by the Burke Racing Stable. Weaver Buscemi LLC and Phil Calora. Ron Burke trains. Ronnie Wren, the driver. That's your field for the 13th race. Win, place, show, exacta, trifecta, superfecta, double wagering. This is the start of the Adios Pick 4. $20,000 guaranteed pool in this pick 4. Wager now.
Get in on this pick 4, 20,000 guarantee. Currently about 8,000 in the pool. Kevin, we have 5 minutes to post. Plenty enough time to talk about this sequence, and of course it's the Adios pick 4, and we'll talk Adios when it comes time. But Gold Impact currently 1-2. She looks faster than these horses on paper. She won a nice division of the PA Sire Stakes, but she was 23-1. Now you have to take 1-2.
Yeah, that's fine. And I mean, look, she shouldn't have won that race. My Taylor Swift was like 7 the best there, and Ronnie Wren was just unable to get her to the outside until it was too late. She was storming home, but Gold Impact held on. I think it's fine to get 1-2 because I think she's just going to be faster than these. Jamie and the Jets, I bet her on debut. But there was never really a point where I thought she was going to battle back and win. She might just be a one-move type that might need a lot of help, and right now 4-1, I wouldn't want her. I'd maybe try to beat her out of exactas. But in terms of the pick 4, it's tough to settle knowing that we have a couple of big favorites potentially in the next 2 races, but I think it's Gold Impact or bust.
Ashley.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to single Golden Impact at 3 on my ticket, but I'm not going to discount some getting some heavy payback if I throw in on an exacta. That's Faith, the number 2 with Brady Brown. She showed significant speed increase in her last race at Pocono, so that's one I'm keeping an eye on to throw into some other wagers. I also really like the I lost it, sorry. The number 5, so Black Crunch, for coming out of the McDonald Twaddle Barn, shows good times, but I really, really think we're going to be singling Gold Impact, especially on that pick 4.
I don't mind Blink 180 Lou for exactas. I haven't looked at the probables, Mikey, if you can pull them up, but if she's like 4th in exacta probables with the 3, I'd probably lean her just to round out those, just because she seems to have potential. I know you've got some breaks thrown in there, but she kicked 28 in each of her last 2 starts, and she was well supported last week, so she might be coming around. The post is difficult to deal with, but I'd rather have her at 10-1 than Jamie and the Jets at 4-1.
A 3/8 exacta currently is paying $40 for 2, so 20-1 currently.
That's
on
fantastic.
3/8. So, Kevin, on this pick 4, you have the guarantee. Are you looking to cold deck this thing then? Are you
Probably.
You looking, Gold Impact, Miss Jump Jabber, Be Perfect BG, and then your Adios pick?
Yeah, probably. I don't know how much it's really going to help me if I added a horse like Frantic Hanover or Malillo in the finale, just because I'm going with 3 likely odds-on shots right in a row. So interested to see how this goes, and if one of these favorites gets beat, it could pay boxcars.
Now, you have the guarantee, though, Kevin. So,
True.
I mean, I do think it's worth putting a ticket in, even if you do like some
I
favorites.
I have tickets in, don't worry.
Yeah. And I do think Frantic Hanover is a good use. You would certainly get value there because you would eliminate the Burks, you would eliminate odds on Mr. Mamba. So play that pick 4 a couple extra times.
I will.
Gate rolling. Get those pick 4 tickets in. 11,000 in the pool. Plenty of room to catch up to that guarantee.
Last chance to wager on this pick 4, Adios pick 4, 13th race, fields behind the gate. 2-5, strong favorite here is a 3, Gold Impact at post time. Field for the 13th, the Mary Lib Miller, Arden Downs, 2-year-old filly pace there behind the gate, ready to go. And they're off. Quick start from the inside for the 1, Jamie and the Jets. Alongside is the 2, that's Faith. Outside comes the 5, Black Crunch. 3, Gold Impact will settle 4th early, racing 5th on the outside is Blink 180 Lou. Next in 6th, it's 2 Sweet. 7th out of the gate is Good Thing, and the trailer is Loved Up. Taken to the outside, Black Crunch had some gating issues as they move through the first turn. It's Jamie and the Jets with the lead, but Gold Impact wants the front. Rallies on the outside as they get to the quarter in 28. Side by side for the front. Gold Impact on the outside, trying to get by Jamie and the Jets. That's Faith. Watches this battle from third. Pacing fourth is Blink 180 Lou. Next in fifth, it's Too Sweet. Racing sixth is Good Thing, followed by Loved Up, and at the back is Black Crunch. Into the turn, they head for the halfway marker. 1 to 5, Gold Impact leads the way. Racing second is Jamie and the Jets. That's Faith is there in third. Blink 180 Lou is fourth. Racing fifth to the inside, that's Too Sweet. Making the move to the outside is Good Thing from sixth. Loved Up is seventh. Black Crunch trying to get back into it to the outside. 56 and 4/5 for the opening half mile. Down the backstretch, Blink 180 Lou is flushed to the outside. It's going to make the first over move. Trying to get to Gold Impact and Mike Wilder. That's Blink 180 Lou on the outside second. Jamie and the Jets sits the inside trip third. Good Thing has some cover now. He's fourth on the outside. Racing fifth is That's Faith. Sixth on the outside is Black Crunch. They're over to the three quarters. A 125 and 2/5. Around the final turn, Gold Impact strides out a bit. That's going to force Blink 180 Lou to try to save ground to drop back to the inside second. Jamie and the Jets has lost ground in third as they reach the top of the stretch and turn for home. Gold Impact is strong. Racing to the outside, Blink 180 Lou. Jamie and the Jets third. On the inside is That's Faith. On the outside, Good Thing, but it's going to be Gold Impact to win the Mary Liv Miller in 1:53. Gold Impact solid here at 1 to 5. Gets the job done in the 13th race.
Kevin Plaucha Exacta gets home quite easily, actually. You got 1 to 5, but 15 to 1. 4 seconds, and Blink 180 Lou rallied nicely. Kevin, you ended up with a $34, $2 Exacta. So hopefully you didn't play too hard in the contest. But Gold Impact, nice, easy win. Got to the front, got her trip, and she's extremely talented. This is her second stake win, so well-deserved in 53.
3, 8, 1, and 2. Those numbers are on the board. The winner of the 13th race, the Mary Lib Miller, Arden Downs, 2-year-old filly pace, number 3 Gold Impact. Owned by Altmaier Wilder Racing, Hutchison Harness, Milt Lehman, and David Wills. Dan Altmaier's 23rd training win at the Meadows this season. Mike Wilder with the winning drive. That's his second of the day. Gold Impact, 2-year-old filly by Stay Hungry. She is now 3 for 4 in her career. Picking up the victory today in a time of 1:53. Making the presentation in the winner's circle was our race secretary, Tom Leisure, to the Altmaier Wilder Racing Stable in race number 13. First National Bank blanket going to the winner, Gold Impact. It's official in race 13. Payoffs coming in. Number 3, Gold Impact, 240, 210, and 210. Number 8, Blink 180 Lou, 560 and 380. Number 1, Jamie and the Jets, 320 to show. 3-8 in the exacta pays $23.20. 3-8-1 on the try, $66.20. Superfecta pays $32.68. The double 7 and 3, $9.40. Number 2, That's Faith, was 4th. Number 6, Good Thing, was 5th. Number 4, Too Sweet, was 6th. The 5, Black Crunch, was 7th. Number 7, Loved Up, was 8th. Top down, 3, 4, 1, 6, 7, 5, 8, and 2 on the bottom. The time for the mile was 1:53. 3 races to go, and this means we're getting into our graded stakes. Next 2 races will be the 2 divisions of the Mickey Burke Adios Volo, a Grade 3 Grand Circuit stake, 3-year-old pacing fillies. There are your fields for the next couple of races for the Adios Volo. Please note, in this 14th race, number 4, Real Fast, is adding Lasix for the first time. Also note that both number 6 horses, that's Miss Jumjabber here and Be Perfect BG, this was just pure luck that they both ended up as number 6, but neither of those horses was originally eligible to the Adios Volo. They were not paid into the stake, but the rules allow for a supplemental entry for a fee of $7,500. The connections of Miss Jumjabber put up $7,500 and drew into this first division, and by luck of the draw, Be Perfect BG's connections also put up $7,500 and drew into post 6 in race 15. So that money got added to the purse. So $64,052 in each division for our Adios Volo today. Stakes record in the Adios Volo. It's also the track record, 148-4 by my girl EJ in 2024. There are your double will pays. They favor number 6, Miss Jumjabber, $3.60, followed by the 2, Topville Lucky at $6.60. Please note, in this 14th race, there is no show wagering. No show wagering in this 14th race. Post time is in 11. Let's take a look at a replay of the 13th. And they're off. Quick start from the inside for the 1, Jamie and the Jets. Alongside is the 2, That's Faith. Outside comes the 5, Black Crunch. 3, Gold Impact will settle 4th early, racing 5th on the outside is Blink 180 Lou. Next in 6th, it's Too Sweet. 7th out of the gate is Good Thing, and the trailer is Loved Up. Taken to the outside, Black Crunch had some gating issues as they move through the first turn. It's Jamie and the Jets with the lead, but Gold Impact wants the front. Rallies on the outside as they get to the quarter in 28. Side by side for the front. Gold Impact on the outside, trying to get by Jamie and the Jets. That's Faith watches this battle from 3rd. Pacing 4th is Blink 180 Lou. Next in 5th, it's Too Sweet. Racing 6th is Good Thing, followed by Loved Up, and at the back is Black Crunch. Into the turn, they head for the halfway marker. 1-5, Gold Impact leads the way. Racing 2nd is Jamie and the Jets. That's Faith is there in 3rd. Blink 180 Lou is 4th. Racing 5th to the inside, that's Too Sweet. Making the move to the outside is Good Thing from 6th. Loved Up is 7th. Black Crunch trying to get back into it to the outside. 56 4/5 for the opening half mile. Down the backstretch, Blink 180 Lou is flushed to the outside. It's going to make the first over move. Trying to get to Gold Impact and Mike Wilder. That's Blink 180 Lou on the outside 2nd. Jamie and the Jets sits the inside trip 3rd. Good Thing has some cover now. He's 4th on the outside. Racing 5th is That's Faith. 6th on the outside is Black Crunch. They're over to the 3/4. A 125 2/5. Around the final turn, Gold Impact strides out a bit. That's going to force Blink 180 Lou to try to save ground to drop back to the inside 2nd. Jamie and the Jets has lost ground in 3rd as they reach the top of the stretch and turn for home. Gold Impact is strong. Racing to the outside, Blink 180 Lou. Jamie and the Jets 3rd. On the inside is That's Faith. On the outside, Good Thing, but it's going to be Gold Impact to win the Mary Liv Miller in 1:53. Gold Impact with the victory in our 13th race. That sets the stage now for this Adios Pick 3. It's a $3 Pick 3, $3 minimum bet. $10,000 guaranteed in the pool for this Pick 3. 6-5 on the win board right now on number 6, Miss Jumjabber. $10,000 Adios Pick 3 pool guaranteed. And again, this bet has a low 15% takeout. Just a 15% takeout in this Adios Pick 3. We have 9 minutes on the board, 9 till post for the 14th race. Our 14th race this afternoon is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Horse Racing Association. The PHRA is sponsoring this 14th race, the first division of the Grade 3 Mickey Burke Adios Volo.
Welcome to Hot to Trot. This is not your normal horse racing podcast. My name's Ashley Wood, and I'll be your host as we take an inside look at the world of horse breeding and racing.
There's so many different hobbies in the horse world.
It's so hands-on, being there, doing all the work with the mares every day. It's awesome.
We're probably the most unique industry that we root for each other. It's definitely family.
We're throwing you in the hot seat.
And Ashley, of course, in addition to doing the show all the time, she is doing our show with us today. Glad to have Ashley from the PHRA on board, and also from In the Money Media, Mike Probozzi and Kevin Plaucha. Really appreciate you guys joining me on this broadcast today. It makes the day go a lot quicker. We are getting ready for our big three, the final three races of the card. This Adios Pick 3, $3 minimum bet on this Pick 3, $10,000 guaranteed pool. It's starting with the first division. 16 horses entered the Mickey Burke Adios Volo this year, broken into 2 groups of 8. Ron Burke has 3 horses in this one, the 3, 4, and 5. Ronnie Wren was named on the 3 and the 4. He picks the 3 Seaside Shuffle. That is your driver choice. Please note that the 4 Real Fast is adding Lasix for the first time today. First-time Lasix user, the 4 Real Fast. But all eyes are on Miss Jum Jabber. We talked earlier about Lua Deepa, who is going to be the first filly since 1969 to take on the boys in the Adios. Against fillies this year, Lua Deepa has only lost to 1 horse, and it's Miss Jum Jabber. That's the reason she's out there at 6-5. So Miss Jum Jabber, very sharp. 8 wins in 9 career starts. We didn't see this horse last year. She did not race, Mike, but certainly has been worth the wait for her connections. I'm at 6-2-4-8. Mike?
6-2-5-8 for me, and Miss Jum Jabber returns here. She hasn't raced since June the 20th. Got a qualifier in on the 18th of July, and quite a qualifier it was. Went 26-2 home in a 150 mile after not being seen for a month. And it's Brett Pelling. He always has these horses ready to go. She's going to have her hands full, though, with Topville Lucky. That one just won the Nadia Lobel at Scioto. That's a grade 3 event at 6-1. Now, Andrew McCarthy sticks with Miss Jum Jabber, but you get Dexter Dunn to show up for Topville Lucky. Kevin, it looks like those two are going to take some beating in here.
Yeah, they certainly are. We'll see if I can't split those two with Shikari, who yesterday on the Hot to Trot live show, Ron Burke said that was his best filly coming into these Adios Volo divisions out of the 6. So we'll see if we can't break up that exacta. Miss Jum Jabber, if you go back and watch like her last 4 replays, I don't think Andrew McCarthy has ever raised the whip at her. It's just her completely on her own, and I think she's got a lot more. She's peaked at about 50 speed right now. I think she's going to go sub 50, and she probably has sub 49 speed in her at some point, but we'll see how much Andrew has to ask her in a few minutes. I'm at 6-5-2-3.
Yeah, I'm at 6-5-3-8, and I think Miss Jum Jabber is going to be the one to beat here. But Shikari, I got to throw her in. I'm not going to discount her. I'm not going to single it in my first leg of this special pick Adios pick 3. I'm going to go 6-5 on my ticket. I don't want to risk it. I want to be here for the second leg.
Yeah, a lot of tickets likely to run through Miss Jum Jabber, but if you beat her and Topville Lucky, as we saw with Pallone a few races ago, it's going to certainly help that multi-leg sequence out. But all eyes right now on Miss Jum Jabber right now, 4-5. I think I expect her to click down even lower, maybe 3-5 here.
Kevin, is there any chance you would take on, depending on price, Miss Jum Jabber with Topville Lucky? Would a 4-1 price entice you?
On Topville Lucky?
Yeah.
I think I need like 10.
Wow. Oh, that's not happening.
No. I think you're going to get like 3, which is not enough at all.
So if you were constructing $3 pick 3s, how are you playing? Are you playing Miss Jum Jabber? Obviously, Be Perfect is very difficult to beat in race 15, and then your Adios. I know you've expressed love for Frantic Hanover. Would that be one that you'd have to use in this ticket?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's 6 with 2 and 4.
Okay.
It's very simple. I can't leave Al Papi out. He's my top pick. He freaked last week. And Frantic Hanover, who I did bet in the elimination, I think he's coming back to form that we saw him at last year when he was a freak of a 2-year-old making over $500,000. So a cheap ticket, but one that is very hittable, I think.
We have the low takeout. We have that $3 minimum. Ashley, when you're playing pick threes, do you in favor of the higher minimums?
I mean, yeah, I think it's a great way to get more action into your play and get a better payout. Like I like a little bit more of expensive of a ticket. I think it kind of tosses out, like Mark was saying. I'm sorry. Like I was saying on our show, tossing out some of those.
The novice money a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. So it's a bit of more of a commitment. So I really am in favor of it, and I'm excited about this. Pick 3, and I love a low takeout. So if I hear a low takeout and guarantee, I am like all in. I'm making all the bets.
Grade 3 Audio Volo, 2 divisions, and the second division, Be Perfect BG, shows up in there. But it's not just one horse. I know we've only mentioned one of the horses in that spot, but we have plenty of others showing up. I'm a Lulu for Ron Burke. What did Ron say about this one?
He likes her. It's just another case of maybe the same setup with Shikari. As if she's able to show that gate speed that she has, she could probably sit a pocket trip behind Be Perfect BG. Didn't really say anything that stuck out other than she's coming into the race fine despite that 28 quarter. That was a big first half that she paced at Scioto, so I think she's a contender. I know you didn't use her, Mikey, but I don't mind Perfect Thought. I really don't mind her. I thought she was really good in the Fan Hanover, and if there was a horse that maybe, if Be Perfect BG bounced like Lua Deepa did in her Adios elimination, then maybe Perfect Thought picks up the pieces. But not very likely, but that's why they race them.
If I recall, didn't you like Perfect Thought in that final? Wasn't that your pick?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I liked her in the Jerry Silverman. I was going to bet her in the Jerry Silverman before she got scratched.
I see. Perfect Thought comes off the injury. You get James McDonald back in the bike, and that's race number 15. So we're talking both divisions currently of the Grade 3 Audio Volo, and of course, $3 pick 3. And moving into the Adios, well, the horses are on the track, so we'll continue this conversation.
Horses are on the track and parade to the post for the 14th race. First division of the Grade 3, Mickey Burke, Adio Volo, 3-year-old filly pace, a Grand Circuit stake. This race has a guaranteed $10,000 pool in the pick 3. Number 1 is Spoon Fed, owned by Jan and Doug Snyder. Dave Pallone drives for trainer Doug Snyder. Number 2 is Topville Lucky, owned by Punisher 11 stable. Andrew Harris is the trainer, the driver, Dexter Dunn. Number 3 is Seaside Shuffle, owned by the Burke Racing Stable. Weaver Buscemi LLC, Knox Services, and RAS Racing. Ron Burke trains driver, Ronnie Wren. Number 4 is Real Fast, owned by the Burke Racing Stable. Weaver Buscemi LLC, Knox Services, and Slaughter Racing Stable. Ron Burke, the trainer, the driver, Tim Tetrick. 5 is Shikari, owned by the Burke Racing Stable. Weaver Buscemi LLC, Phil Kalora, and Zip It Racing Stable. Yannick Gingras drives for trainer Ron Burke. Number 6 is Miss Jum Jabber, owned by Pelling Racing. Brett Pelling is the trainer. The driver is Andrew McCarthy. 7 is Robin's Song, owned by the Bay Pond Racing Stable. Dan Altmeyer trains driver Mike Wilder. And number 8 is Say Goodnight, owned by David Ham and Glenn Phillips. Nick DeVita, the trainer. The driver is Scott Zeron. That is your field for the 14th. There is no show wagering on race 14. We'll wager now on this $3 pick 3 guaranteed $10,000 pool. 2 to 5 on the 6 Miss Jum Jabber. No surprise there. Question is, how will she race? She has gate speed, but she's only been at the lead once at the half and never at the quarter in any of her recent starts. So we'll see what Andrew McCarthy does. out of the gate. I would think he's going forward, but he may just kind of drift out of there and wait for the dust to settle and then rush on to the front, which is a move that Ronnie Wren has kind of patented here over the years. He likes to make that move.
When you have the best horse, I mean, you want to control the race, and I'm sure they think that she is the best horse in here. She doesn't like to no defeats, so I would expect an early move, and then it's just a matter of if she is good enough here. Kevin, how are you betting this race? I know we talked $3 pick 3, and that's certainly an attractive option. We're close to the guarantee already, so that's definitely going to fly past that. But are you looking at exactas? I know you mentioned you like a 6-5, maybe a try here, using the 6 with the 2-5, maybe throwing some long shots in if you don't like the 2 at all.
Yeah, not really much of a try player, but if I was, I'd probably go 6-5-3 or a 6 with 3-5, 3-5, just to try and get Top Go Lucky out of the exacta and try. I think I'm going to play 6-5. It certainly worked last race with Blink 180 Lou getting up for second behind Gold Impact. That certainly helped that exacta. So if we can throw the second choice out of this exacta, I think a 6-5. I'm not sure what the probable is. I could pull it up here in a second, but
6-5 is currently 37 on your exacta.
Perfect.
For $2.
37. 6 with 5?
Indeed.
I don't know if I believe you, but that's okay. It'll certainly pay better than a 6-2, which is right now your favorite denomination in the exacta. Supers, Mikey? Anybody for supers?
You got Scotty Z on the outside. Comes off a win at 1-9 at Pocono. Say goodnight. This one steps back up, but has gotten checks in the past. PA Sire Stakes, 40-1. We've seen a lot of 40-1 shots show up in that 4th spot.
Mm-hmm. And she was good 2 back. Kicked 26-4 against Lua Deepa. Finished 3rd there at 121-1. So it's certainly no stranger to outracing her odds. Just the post is a bit of an issue.
Yeah, I think the big question here is whether either the 7 or 8 attempt to leave at all and try to outgun the 6 out of the gate, or do they just take to the back? Because it's going to be very tough if they take to the back of the pack for the 7 or 8. Just the post really working against both of them right now, which is why they're out there at 40-1 and 35-1. Certainly could catch part of the ticket, but the draw was not kind to either of them.
What about Spoonfed? She's 3rd back, and she took significant support off the bench in an overnight. It was 1-2. Just got mired in the middle of the pack in the Nadia Lobel, but was 16-1, so it's not like she was forgotten about. Right now, 18-1 from the rail. You get Pallone, who's likely going to generate some speed, and there she is on your screen. What do we think about her?
I think she has a good chance to get good position here, and she would be obviously for underneath spots. Certainly needs to improve, but I do like the 3rd back. I like that Pallone is familiar. So there are positives, and she's 17-1. I prefer others, but I could understand a case. Ashley, finish us up.
Yeah, I mean, for my exacta, I have the 6-5-3, and then if I'm doing for the try, if I'm doing a super, I'm throwing in the 8. Like, I'm going for it. I want that 41 shot. I like the times on the speed, and I'm saying good night. I want to say good night now, but not right after the Adios. I'm going to say good night very soon.
Scotty Z, as Mike mentioned, from the far outside. If she's capable of generating that early speed, maybe surprise Miss Jum Jabber and AMAC if she out-positions him and positions her rather in the first 8th. So right now, 40-1. I've seen worse 40-1 shots, no doubt about it.
Get in on that $3 pick 3, 15% takeout. We want to see more of these pools around these parts, so let's fire it in. Send it in, as Gabe would say, on that $3 pick 3. Take advantage of that late takeout, that higher minimum. Take advantage of these multi-leg pools. We have a couple races to the Adios, but these are some really nice horses here. You got Miss Jum Jabber, Topville Lucky. They're going to get after it here in the Auto Volo.
Field for the 14th race has reached the gate. Last call for wagering on this $3 pick 3. 1-2 betting choice is the 6 Miss Jum Jabber. 5-2 on the 2 Topville Lucky. Your Adios Volo field's ready to go. Fields behind the gate for the 14th race. More than 64,000 on the line for the Grade 3 Mickey Burke Adios Volo First Division from the rail out. Spoon-fed, Topville Lucky, Seaside Shuffle, Real Fast, Shikari, Miss Jum Jabber, Robin's Song, and Say Goodnight. And they're off stride at the start. The 3 Seaside Shuffle. The 3 has made a break. Right out to the front goes the 5 Shikari. The 2 Topville Lucky is second. Third on the outside, the 6 Miss Jum Jabber. Spoon-fed is away fourth. Into the turn fifth, that's Real Fast. Racing sixth is Robin's Song. Say Goodnight is seventh, and the early trailer off stride is Seaside Shuffle. Making the move to the outside, Topville Lucky for Dexter Don. He who wants the point takes the lead. Shikari's back to second. They roll to a quick quarter of 27 2/5. They'll come past the grandstand for the first time, and it's Topville Lucky leading the way. Shikari is second. Tempo slows a bit here, with Miss Jum Jabber content to sit third. Spoon-fed is fourth. Racing fifth is Real Fast. Then it's Robin's Song sixth. Say Goodnight is seventh, and the trailer is Seaside Shuffle. Adios Volo Pacers move into the turn and head for the halfway point. Topville Lucky is in control of the fractions. Shikari is second, racing third. The heavy favorite, Miss Jum Jabber. Spoon-fed fourth by a 56-second opening half. Reasonable 28 3 second quarter. Down the backside, Topville Lucky's the one to beat. Shikari sits second, racing third, Miss Jum Jabber. She starts to edge to the outside. Spoon-fed is fourth. Fifth to the inside, Real Fast on the move from the back. Say Goodnight is now sixth. Robin's Song seventh. Trailer Seaside Shuffle. Here comes the favorite, Miss Jum Jabber's on the move from third. Now second, sets up the battle with Topville Lucky in the final quarter. They're by the three-quarter marker in 1:23.27 flat. Attacking on the outside is Miss Jum Jabber, right up alongside Topville Lucky in a hurry. Shikari is third. She's starting to come to the outside, top of the stretch. They turn for home. Miss Jum Jabber. Does Topville Lucky have an answer? On the outside is Shikari, but Miss Jum Jabber is strong. Here comes Shikari on the outside. Miss Jum Jabber, Shikari, those two noses apart at the line. Photo for win, 149 3 in the Adios Volo. Very close photo for the win. Did Shikari get by the heavy favorite? Shikari at 15-1. Mikey P, she put herself in a great spot early. Yannick hustled this horse out of the gate and got a great trip. And that big battle between Miss Jum Jabber and Topville Lucky played into Yannick's hands perfectly.
Yeah, and it was a perfect Yannick drive. He gets horses in position away from the gate, and that is his strength. And Miss Jum Jabber was coming off a stale date, and she ended up getting picked off on the line there. Kevin Plaucha touted this. Ron Burke also touted this on the Hot to Trot podcast, so pay attention to that podcast that Ashley does. Get 15-1 here, beating that 1-5, and kicking off that late $3 pick 3. Ashley's alive in that ticket.
What a finish there for Shikari, 15-1. There were a lot of people that would have singled Miss Jum Jabber in that pick 5, the pick 4, and some even in this pick 3. So that is going to bring about some interesting payoffs now in these multi-race wagers.
16,000 in that pick 3, so that's solid. We'll take that for a pick 3 pool around here.
Absolutely. Back in front of the stands, the winner of the 14th race, the first division of the Grade 3, Mickey Burke, Adios Volo, 3-year-old filly pace, number 5, Shikari, owned by the Burke Racing Stable, Weaver Buscemi LLC, Phil Calora, and the Zip It Racing Stable. Ron Burke with his 4th training win of the afternoon, Yannick Gingras with his 2nd winning drive on the program. Shikari picks up the first win of her season. It's her 9th start of the year. It's her 5th career victory. It's a new career best effort. She paces home today in a time of 1:49 3/5. Blanket being presented by the Pennsylvania Horse Racing Association. The trophy for the Adios Volo being presented in the winner's circle. We would like to welcome to Hollywood Casino at the Meadows today, making this presentation, the Lieutenant Governor of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, Austin Davis. Welcome, Lieutenant Governor Davis, to Hollywood Casino at the Meadows, making this presentation in the winner's circle to the connections of Shikari. Numbers are on the board and official: 5, 6, 2, and 1. Shikari, the upset win in the first division of the Adios Volo. Big moment for the Burke stable to win this one. Of course, named in honor of the patriarch of the Burke Racing Stable, the late Mickey Burke Sr. There are your payoffs in the 14th. Number 5, Shikari wins it, pays $32.20 for the win ticket, $7 to place. There was no show wagering. Number 6, Miss Jumjabber, $2.20 to place. The exacta 5-6, returning $68. 5-6-2 in the try, $129.60. Superfecta pays $87.80. The double 3 and 5, returning $54 even. Number 2, Topville Lucky was 3rd. Number 1, Spoonfed was 4th. Number 4, Real Fast was 5th. Number 7, Robin's Song was 6th. Number 8, Say Goodnight was 7th. Number 3, Seaside Shuffle was 8th. From the top down, it's 4, 3, 8, 5, 1, 2, 6, and 7 on the bottom. The mile 149 and 3/5. We've got 2 races to go on our card in the second division of the Mickey Burke Adios Volo, and then it's time for the Adios. Our 15th race, please note, number 4, Naughty Beauty, returns to the use of Lasix today. They cannot use Lasix in Kentucky stake races at Oak Grove. So the horse had been racing on Lasix prior to that time, going to Kentucky, returns to the use of Lasix today. Doubles are interesting. We've got a $52 choice with a 6 Be Perfect BG, but it really escalates from there. $616 with a 3 Perfect Thought. Even money on the 6 Be Perfect BG, 2-1 on the 5 I'm a Lulu. Early look at the win board. 14 minutes to go until our 15th race comes up. Let's take a look at a replay of that first division of the Adios Volo. And they're off stride at the start. The 3, Seaside Shuffle. The 3 has made a break. Right out to the front goes the 5, Shikari. The 2, Topville Lucky is 2nd. 3rd on the outside, the 6, Miss Jumjabber. Spoonfed is away 4th. Into the turn 5th, that's Real Fast. Racing 6th is Robin's Song. Say Goodnight is 7th, and the early trailer off stride is Seaside Shuffle. Making the move to the outside, Topville Lucky for Dexter Dunn. He wants the point, takes the lead. Shikari's back to 2nd. They roll to a quick quarter of 27 2/5. They'll come past the grandstand for the first time, and it's Topville Lucky leading the way. Shikari is 2nd. Tempo slows a bit here, with Miss Jumjabber content to sit 3rd. Spoonfed is 4th. Racing 5th is Real Fast. Then it's Robin's Song 6th. Say Goodnight is 7th, and the trailer is Seaside Shuffle. Adios Volo Pacers move into the turn and head for the halfway point. Topville Lucky is in control of the fractions. Shikari is 2nd, racing 3rd. The heavy favorite, Miss Jumjabber. Spoonfed 4th by a 56-second opening half. Reasonable 28 3 second quarter. Down the backside, Topville Lucky's the one to beat. Shikari sits 2nd, racing 3rd, Miss Jumjabber. She starts to edge to the outside. Spoonfed is 4th, 5th to the inside, Real Fast on the move from the back. Say Goodnight is now 6th. Robin's Song 7th, trailer Seaside Shuffle. Here comes the favorite, Miss Jumjabber's on the move from 3rd, now 2nd, sets up the battle with Topville Lucky in the final quarter. They're by the 3-quarter marker in 1:23.27 flat. Attacking on the outside is Miss Jumjabber, right up alongside Topville Lucky in a hurry. Shikari is 3rd. She's starting to come to the outside, top of the stretch. They turn for home. Miss Jumjabber. Does Topville Lucky have an answer? On the outside is Shikari, but Miss Jumjabber is strong. Here comes Shikari on the outside. Miss Jumjabber, Shikari, those 2 noses apart at the line. Photo for win, 149 3 in the Adios Volo. And it was the outside. Shikari got the upset win, 32-20. Upset winner in the 14th. We've got 12 minutes on the board for race 15, 12 minutes on the board. There's the photo. That was close. I'm glad I didn't try to call that one. That was, that was a little closer than I because you were pretty confident in it. You looked right at me after the race and said, yeah, 5 got there. But that was, you as confident now that you see that?
It's a little closer than I thought.
There
I'm sitting
you
a little
go.
closer than you are.
Yeah, I'm beyond the finish line. You are as well, but I'm several feet past the line, so I got to be careful trying to call those close photos, and glad I laid off of that one. 11 minutes on the board, 11 till post for our 15th race. Please note again that number 6 Be Perfect BG was supplemented into this race for $7,500. This is the Grade 3 Mickey Burke Adios Volo second division, $64,052 on the line. Tim Tetrick was named on 3 different horses here, the 2, the 5, and the 8. He chooses to drive the 5, I'm a Lulu, for the Burke stable. Right now, that's your second choice in the wagering. Everybody here going to the 6 unanimous pick of Be Perfect BG. We'll talk more about it in just a few moments, but this race, we want to point out, is sponsored by the Washington Wild Things. The Washington Wild Things bringing you this 15th race today. Ten minutes on the board. Ten minutes on the board, 10 till post for our 15th race. Morning line says the 6 Be Perfect BG just missed in 48 flat at the Meadowlands last time out in the Silverman. That was the first start in about a month, but did have a qualifier in between. 6 starts this year, 4 wins, 2 seconds. Very, very strong. Be Perfect BG was brought here for a reason. Supplemented into the race. I've got to go 6, 2, 5, and 3.
Be Perfect BG gets away from Luadipa. Prior to that, really, that's the only one that's sent this one to defeats, and this is a drop in class. There's no doubt about that. Kevin, with Ryan Zidek, I believe.
You got that right. How's it going, guys? Long time no speak.
Ryan, didn't I just see you?
You probably saw me around somewhere.
Sometime, somewhere.
Sometime, somewhere. Thank you. I even forgot that horse won the race.
Presto 4-1. Very annoying to lose to that horse, but
I tried to tell you.
Listen, that was a very annoying beat for, I'm sure, many on Miss Jump Jabber. You're going to see the name Brian Ploucha fly up those leaderboards.
Oh.
Hitting on Shikari there, paying $32.
Hopefully not too far up.
Well, hopefully not too far. A lot farther than me, because my balance is down to 0, unfortunately.
It's okay.
But
you'll be back next year.
That's
Kevin.
right. I will be back next year.
If we invite you.
Let's talk about the race.
Let's talk about the race. 6-3-5-2 are my numbers. Be Perfect BG was very good in that Jerry Silverman Memorial. The only concern I have is that we saw how Luadipa bounced in her elimination of the Adios. It didn't race up to her best. And this is Be Perfect BG's first race since that huge mile against Luadipa. So maybe just a hint of caution. But nonetheless, I think she's the best filly in this race. And perfect thought I have in for second. Ryan, I know you studied this program for about 30 seconds. What do you got for us?
I did make most of it, but that's...
It looks very good, by the way.
Well, thank you. That's just, I'm glad you didn't notice the mistakes. It's hard to go against the 6 here. I do like the 1. I can see this turning into a situation where you have the 5 and the 6, and you could throw the 4 in there too, maybe the 3. These horses start tiring out. Barbuda Bell is going to be in prime position to capitalize. This horse, I really think, is going to hit the board, and I think the upper end of that too.
Potentially like a spoon-fed situation in the last race where she was able to give 4th and add some decent value to the superfecta. Potentially the same thing here with Barbuda Bell, right now at a similar price of 18-1. Significant support coming from Imalulu. Could sit a similar trip to what Shikari just went. And we saw Shikari just win and pay $32. So if Imalulu sits the pocket behind Be Perfect BG, we could see an upset here.
Kevin, I do want to point out that if you are donating at the windows today, without question, we're inviting you back next year.
Okay.
So we'll make,
yes.
we'll make sure of that.
I'm guaranteed to come back next year. Then.
There
we go.
The big question mark here, guys, is Perfect Thought off that scratch. There is really no way to know. She's been off 3 weeks, had a scratch 14 days ago. That's a big mystery, and that's really what adds some intrigue to the handicapping into this 15th.
Yeah, it definitely does, and the fact that she's sitting around that second choice mark right now at 5-1 shows that I think she's going to be ready. She's going to be ready to play here. She was ready in the Fan Hanover final where she only lost by a length and a half, 48-2. She lost 2 back to Stingman, but that was just a clear prep, and she paced a very good mile there. But a bit of a mystery off that injury, maybe a horse that you'd like to see slip up to 7-8-1, maybe to get a fair odds line on her, but she's definitely a mystery. I threw her in for second just because at her best, I think she's a main threat to Be Perfect BG.
Thank you, guys. We've got 6 minutes on the board, 6 till post for our 15th race as they are in the paddock still getting ready. This is what it's all about here, the anticipation, getting ready for the big race. And it's getting closer, Mikey P. We've been doing this the last few years, and we have certainly had a wonderful day. It did not. You have mixed today. You know, we talked early on about all the favorites, all the heavy favorites. It just looks so tough to overcome. But there have been some prices mixed in, and we've had a few favorites, but we've had some prices mixed in. It's been a little bit tricky here and there.
Yeah, it's been a great day of wagering, and look at these doubles with that 15-1 shot. We have there are 3 of them that are uncovered here, and some of them they're paying the $6,000. So for a $2 double. So if you're live in the double, now if you're live to Be Perfect, you get $52. But yes, you're right. Mix of prices and favorites. And that's exactly what you want in a card of racing. So, if you like a price, feel free to jump in and take a price. And the Adios is coming, and I could see that one going a lot of different places. So, the best is yet to come.
Post time 5 minutes away, 5 on the board. Once you have your wagers in for this 15th race, start looking ahead to the Adios. It should be a great wagering race. Really made interesting with Melillo drawing that outside post. This is no clear-cut situation. Odds on Mr. Mamba, who's been so good this year. He's surrounded by Burke trainees at the gate, and so that's going to add a level of interest there as well, and a level of difficulty, I think, for odds on Mr. Mamba, too. So a lot of different ways that one could go, but we got to get through this 15th before we get to race 16. 4 minutes on the board, 4 till post for race 15. Post time in 4 to go. $1 to 2 price on the 6 Be Perfect BG. 4-1 on the 5 I'm a Lulu. Perfect Thought. We discussed that one, the time off due to the scratch, but is taking a lot of play here for James McDonald. Now down to 5-1.
She's got some class to her. I mean, you see that Grade 1 Fan Hanover where she finished 3rd in a 48-2 mile. So nothing wrong with that. Finished behind Be Perfect BG. So she fits with her. Draws perfectly. She's a player in here, and she's being bet that way. 5-1 currently on the board. I do expect Be Perfect to be probably 1-5, but we saw 1-5 get torched in the last race.
You know, and again, don't take lightly the Tim Teacher choice here. He had an option to drive a Jim King trainee, and he drives a lot of horses for the Jim King barn, and he opted off that one. And She's a Rich Girl to take I'm a Lulu. She's 4-1. I mean, it wouldn't be a major upset, but still, right now, second choice and continuing to go up a little bit. She's at 9-2. 3 minutes to go, 3 till post for race 15. Let's take a look at one of our Adios memories. We've been playing these for the last few weeks on the broadcast. And right now, let's go back 1 year ago today and take a look at the last year's winner, Prince Hal Hanover. Sipping on C-Rock, challenges on the outside. Prince Hal Hanover's going to wait for the passing lane. Swingtown is fourth, poised to go 3 wide. Rick Wink to the inside, top of the stretch, and they're on their way home in the Adios. It's Twisted Destiny fighting to hang on. Sipping on C-Rock. Prince Hal Hanover to the inside. Rick Wink needs room. Swingtown kicks it into gear late. Inside Prince Hal Hanover. Prince Hal Hanover wins the Adios in 1:48-1. Mike, you were here for that last year. A great finish to that one, and we're looking for another win like that today with our 2026 Adios.
Prince Hal Hanover's turned into a really nice 4-year-old also. All these Adios winners and these Adios horses go on to these fantastic careers. Well, this is the best of the best.
Post time 1 minute away. They'll be getting ready in the paddock to come out shortly for our 15th race. Once again, Naughty Beauty back on Lasix today. Let's see what kind of difference that makes, if any. They cannot use Lasix in the Kentucky Stakes by rule. She had been racing on Lasix at Mohawk. You see Mohawk is, the abbreviation is WBSB. That's Woodbine Standardbred, but it's the old Mohawk Raceway. And so Naughty Beauty back on Lasix today. And does that make her a factor here at 35-1? Just another added level of things to look at. And that's the problem when you get this time between races. You kind of start to see things and think more about them, and it kind of makes you second guess yourself sometimes on these.
Well, I mean, this is top connections here. You got Andrew Harris, you got Punisher 11 Stables. They have a fantastic barn, and a lot of these horses, some need Lasix. It's tough to go to Kentucky and have to race without Lasix, and you see this one kick 26-4 without Lasix at Oak Grove from a tough spot. This is a better spot here now. You got an inside post. You have some horses that want to go to the front. This one's going to be from off the pace, and if they all get tired chasing Be Perfect BG, or if all those hook up front, we saw a closer win the last race. So don't sell Naughty Beauty shorts. This one gets the Lasix back, has some improvement in there, and you get 35-1. So it is baked into the price a little bit that yes, you need some improvement, but I don't think you need that much. Kevin, what do you think of this one?
We're going to go to a post parade, actually, Kevin. We'll get your thoughts on that in a few moments. They are on the track for race 15. Led by the Pennsylvania State Mounted Police Tactical Division. Here's your field for the 15th race. Second division of the Mickey Burke Adio Volo. A grade 3 pacing filly stake. Number 1 is Barbuda Bell, owned by Thomas and Scott Dillon and Craig Henderson. Ron Burke trains. Driver Ronnie Wren. 2, She's a Rich Girl, owned by Richard and Joanne Young. Linda Toscano, the trainer, the driver. Scott Zeron. 3 is Perfect Thought, owned by the stable. Tim Twaddle, the trainer. The driver is James MacDonald. 4 is Naughty Beauty, owned by the Punisher 11 stable. Andrew Harris trains with Todd McCarthy at the lines. 5 is I'm a Lulu, owned by the Burke Racing stable. Knox Services, Larry Carr and Phil Calora. Tim Tetrick drives for trainer Ron Burke. 6 is Be Perfect BG, owned by Accuray CSL. Anthony Beaton is the trainer, the driver, Dexter Dunn. 7 is La Di Da, owned by the Burke Racing stable. Weaver Buscemi LLC and Knox Services. Ron Burke, the trainer. Yannick Gingras drives. Completing the field, number 8, Make It Right, owned by Gary McCandless, Joanne Looney King, and Larry Rathbone. Jim King, the trainer, the driver, is Andrew McCarthy. Win Place Show, Exacta, Trifecta, Superfecta, and double wagering. Late double starting here on race 15. Wager now. 2 to 5 on the 6, Be Perfect BG. Now the same price on both the 3 and the 5. Perfect Thought and I'm a Lulu. They are 5 to 1. And I believe before we went to that post parade, we were getting ready to hear from Kevin, his thoughts. And Kevin, go ahead and pick up where you left off.
Yeah, I think Mike was asking me about Naughty Beauty, and she comes out of some pretty good races. That Hope Hill has turned into a bit of a freak filly down at Oak Grove, and the fillies that she's been facing before that at Mohawk they're pretty decent fillies. Like, I think they'd stack up somewhat well, like a clean deal. She was in the Fan Hanover. And I don't even mind, like, even though she's a bulldog, hasn't come back to herself really this year yet, she's still a nice filly, and so is Lavender Sealster. I think Naughty Beauty more of an underneath type, but she's been pacing some big final quarters. And if they tie her trying to chase Be Perfect BG, she could maybe snag a third here. And right now, 30-1, your second longest shot on the board. She could provide some nice value.
Ashley's back with us here, and
yeah, I mean, I'm excited that I made it for the first leg of the special Adios pick 3. So I got a little daring yesterday, and I just singled Be Perfect BG. So I hope I stay in it. I was on the fence about adding Amalulu, but I wanted the cheaper ticket. I guess I was being a little budget friendly yesterday. But yeah, my picks are the 6, 2, 5, 3. Looking for a little bit value on that tail end and definitely putting those into my exactas and tries. Probably going to be keying Be Perfect BG and just go for it. Get in my last bets here.
Mike, what do you think if She's a Rich Girl? Picks up Scott Zeron, I know one of your favorite drivers. She's interesting here. Right now, 19-1, could add some value.
she was bet there in that Kentucky Sire stake. Now, that was a B Kentucky Sire stake there at Oak Grove, but she flew 27 to finish second by a neck there. You get an inside draw, you get a driver switch, and I do think, again, that there are some possibilities from off the pace here, especially when you have a big favorite like this. Sometimes horses can get tired, chasing the top one, and things can fall apart late. So horses like She's a Rich Girl, Naughty Beauty are going to be in play. Can they make the exacta, or can they fill out tries and supers? Absolutely. We saw some really nice supers today. So those are the ways that I would play those.
And she's got some versatility too. We've seen it at Philly. Her ability to just blast out to the lead and keep going. So I think no matter wherever Zeron gets away with her, I think she'll have a chance.
And you can see 7 times in the exacta this year too. So she's used to being right there, albeit at a little bit lower levels. But she fits, and she's 19-1.
Yeah, definitely could be more of an exotics use than maybe Perfect Thought if you have the question mark right now. She's 5-1, co-second choice. I think that's a little bit low for her just because of the unknown.
It's true. She does have to prove it, but she has the class, and that is one thing that she doesn't lack. So it's just a question of can she come back off the injury and perform at that top level?
We will see.
Looking at doubles into the Adios and just checking some of the probables here, and if you're interested in that double, that late double, if you're interested in Be Perfect BG here, to odds on Mr. Mama right now, paying about $7 there for that double. The favorite looks like Poppy, though.
This is your final call for our 15th race. Second division of the Mickey Burke Adios Volo, a grade 3 stake. Stakes record set in 2024 by my girl EJ of 148-4. Field has reached the gate. Heavy favorite here is the 6 Be Perfect BG. Some of the top sophomore pacing fillies in the nation have moved behind the gate. From the rail out, Barbuda Bell, She's a Rich Girl, Perfect Thought, Naughty Beauty, I'm a Lulu, Be Perfect BG, La-di-da, and Make It Right on the outside. And they're off in the Adios Volo. Going for the early lead, the 2 She's a Rich Girl. Alongside is the 4 Naughty Beauty. Joined 3 wide by the 5 I'm a Lulu. Be Perfect BG now joins that chase. 4th on the outside, but moves up. Perfect Thought looks to drop in 5th ahead of Barbuda Bell, who gets away 6th. The 7 La-di-da 7th, the 8 Make It Right, the early trailer as they move through the first turn. Adios Volo Pacers now are led by Be Perfect BG. Dexter Dunn hustles her to the front at the quarter in a fast 26 and 2/5 seconds. They come past the stands for the first time. I'm a Lulu has settled 2nd. Racing 3rd, that's Naughty Beauty, followed by She's a Rich Girl 4th. Perfect Thought sits 5th. Racing 6th is Barbuda Bell. Then it's La-di-da and Make It Right. Into the turn, they head for the halfway point. The heavy favorite, Be Perfect BG, is in command. But I'm a Lulu is right on her bumper in second. Racing third, that's Naughty Beauty. Fourth is She's a Rich Girl. They've covered the half, 53. 4/5, blistering half here, 27-2 second quarter. Be Perfect BG leads them down the backstretch. She's going too fast for anyone to make up ground right now. I'm a Lulu is second. Naughty Beauty is third. Fourth is She's a Rich Girl. Perfect Thought is fifth. Racing sixth is Barbuda Bell. From the back, Make It Right starts a move. Lottie Da stays to the inside. 6 in and just 2 moving up on the outside. They're by 3/4 in 1:20 and 4/5 around the final turn. Be Perfect BG has the front, but she can't get away from I'm a Lulu. Closing on the outside third is She's a Rich Girl. Making up ground to the outside, Barbuda Bell is going to take over fourth. Top of the stretch, they turn for home in the Adios Volo. Be Perfect BG still strong. I'm a Lulu only one with a shot to catch her, but she's not making up ground through the stretch. It's a big effort for Be Perfect BG and Dexter Dunn in the Adios Volo, 1:49 flat. Be Perfect BG missed the stakes record by just 1/5 of a second. And I think she could have gone faster. That was an impressive effort. 53-4, big first half mile.
She's just awesome. I mean, she is so ultra talented and can go those big panels. And Dexter was in full control the whole way. But how about I'm a Lulu? Stuck with her the whole way around the racetrack. And she was right there at the wire. Now, she didn't threaten the winner, but a very nice second there. So I'm a Lulu definitely proved something in this race. But Be Perfect BG delivers on that 1-9. She looked every bit the whole way around.
6-5, 3-1. Those numbers are on the board. 1-9 pricing on the 6 Be Perfect BG races. Very, very well. Look at Dexter. He is as relaxed as you could be in a 149 mile. That's why I said she could have gone faster. And that was a big, big effort there. Back in front of the stands, the winner of the 15th race, the Grade 3, Mickey Burke, Adios Volo, 3-year-old filly pace. Number 6, Be Perfect BG, owned by Ecurie CSL of Quebec. Anthony Beaton gets the training victory. Dexter Dunn with the winning drive. Be Perfect BG, 3-year-old filly by Perfect Sting. She is now 5 for 7 this season, 10 for 12 in her career. She scores today in a time of 1:49 flat. Moving into the winner's circle for the presentation of the blanket from the Washington Wild Things. Making the presentation, representing the Washington Wild Things, formerly of the Meadows, Chris Blaine. Welcome back to the Meadows today. Chris was our marketing director here at the Meadows for many, many years, and then moved on to the Washington Wild Things, where she has been for, I think, pretty much since the start of that operation, just down the road in Washington, PA. Always a big supporter of our races here at the Meadows, the Washington Wild Things. It is official in race 15. 6-5, 3-1, 6-5, 3-1 in our 15th race. Your payoffs in race 15. Number 6, Be Perfect BG, 220, 210, and 210. Number 5, I'm a Lulu, 320 and 210. Number 3, Perfect Thought pays 210 to show. The exacta 6.5 is good for $6.20. 6.53 in the try, $10.40. Superfecta pays $4.34. The double 5 and 6 returns $52 even. Complete order finish is not yet available. The time for the mile was 1:49. And now it's the one we came to see. This is it. The Adios is next. It is 24 minutes away. Time to take a little bit of a breath here as we get set for our 16th race. Been waiting for this one for a while. Pick threes are on your screen. Micah, we do have a couple of 2 or 3 situations there in that pick 3.
That's right, Jeff. $3 pick threes, and the 1, the 7, and the 8 will pay 2 out of 3. So keep your tickets. Do not give them up, because there has possibilities for 2 out of 3. But that $3 pick 3, that league pick 3, check the probables here. Let's see, I can pull them up.
There's your pick 5s, by the way. We do have some uncovers in the pick 5. Your doubles are all covered, of course. $4.60 with the 4 Al Poppy, $7 with the 3 odds on Mr. Mama. No real surprises there. As those scroll across your screen, let's wrap up that 15th race. From the top down, the order finished: number 1, Barbuda Bell, finished 4th. The 2, She's a Rich Girl, was 5th. Number 3, Perfect Thought, was 3rd. Number 4, Naughty Beauty, was 7th. Number 5, I'm a Lulu, was 2nd. Number 6, Be Perfect BG, was the winner. Number 7, Lottie Da, was 6th. And number 8, Make It Right, finished 8th. From the top down, it's 4, 5, 3, 7, 2, 1, 6, and 8 on the bottom. The time for the mile was 1:49. 16 minutes until the Adios, our biggest race for the year, coming up next. Perfect day, track fast, 82 degrees. This is exactly what you want for your biggest race of the year. As we get set to talk about the Adios, let's take one more look at that 15th race, Adios Volo. And they're off in the Adios Volo. Going for the early lead, the 2, She's a Rich Girl, alongside is the 4, Naughty Beauty. Joined 3 wide by the 5, I'm a Lulu. Be Perfect BG now joins that chase, 4th on the outside, but moves up. Perfect Thought looks to drop in 5th, ahead of Barbuda Bell, who gets away 6th. The 7, Lottie Da, 7th. The 8, Make It Right, the early trailer, as they move through the first turn. Adios Volo Pacers now are led by Be Perfect BG. Dexter Dunn hustles her to the front at the quarter in a fast 26 and 2/5 seconds. They come past the stands for the first time. I'm a Lulu has settled 2nd. Racing 3rd, that's Naughty Beauty, followed by She's a Rich Girl 4th. Perfect Thought sits 5th. Racing 6th is Barbuda Bell. Then it's Lottie Da and Make It Right. Into the turn, they head for the halfway point. The heavy favorite, Be Perfect BG, is in command. But I'm a Lulu is right on her bumper in 2nd. Racing 3rd, that's Naughty Beauty. 4th is She's a Rich Girl. They've covered the half, 53. 4/5, blistering half here, 27 and 2, second quarter. Be Perfect BG leads them down the backstretch. She's going too fast for anyone to make up ground right now. I'm a Lulu is 2nd. Naughty Beauty is 3rd. 4th is She's a Rich Girl. Perfect Thought is 5th. Racing 6th is Barbuda Bell. From the back, Make It Right starts a move. Lottie Da stays to the inside. 6 in and just 2 moving up on the outside. They're by 3/4 in 1:20 and 4/5 around the final turn. Be Perfect BG has the front, but she can't get away from I'm a Lulu. Closing on the outside 3rd is She's a Rich Girl. Making up ground to the outside, Barbuda Bell is going to take over 4th. Top of the stretch, they turn for home in the Adios Volo. Be Perfect BG still strong. I'm a Lulu only one with a shot to catch her, but she's not making up ground through the stretch. It's a big effort for Be Perfect BG and Dexter Dunn in the Adios Volo. 1:49 flat. There's if they put them up, but you have to keep an eye and see if they're showing everything. But I know as soon as the race ends, they're going to do interviews. So I'm saying, like, I'm not doing a winner's circle. We might, after some interviews, we might come back to me for payoffs or whatever. But they're going to try to do an interview immediately after the race and get that stuff rolling. All right. If we need to, can you take their audio and our video? Okay. All right. That would work. Okay. 13 minutes to go. 13 till post. There is the photo. That was a close one with the 1 Barbuda Bell getting 4th over the 2 She's a Rich Girl. 13 minutes on the board. This is the 60th edition of the Delvin Miller. The Adios, the pace for the Orchids, 3-year-old open pace. Again, this is a 3-year-old open pace. We oftentimes think of this as a 3-year-old colt pace, Mike, but it is a 3-year-old open pace, which means that Lua Deepa, she had paid into the Adios Volo, which was the same as paying into the Adios. So rather than go into the Adios Volo, the filly, for the first time since 1969, opted to go into the Adios. She finished 4th in her elimination, qualified for the final, and we'll see what she can do here. 12 minutes to go. Post time is in 12. Ronnie Wren had to make the tough choice. He drove both Lua Deepa and Melillo last week, but he decided to drive Melillo in this Adios final that opened up the drive on Lua Deepa. And for the first time, Mike Wilder is going to sit behind Lua Deepa. It's been all Ronnie Wren, I think, pretty much throughout her career for Lua Deepa. I'm going to Al Poppy, but I'm really looking a lot at Frantic Hanover. 17-1. Melillo definitely a player here. I said earlier I'm going to take some heat for throwing odds on Mr. Mamba 4th. I could get burned on that. Mike, we're going to talk to you in a little bit here about why you've got odds on Mr. Mamba on top and Sweet Love and Lou in the 5th spot for me. We do want to mention our sponsor here for race 16. And this Adios this year is presented by First Bet. First Bet, a fantastic partner for us this year for the Adios. First Bet, powered by Express Bet. You've been talking all day about the Express Bet contest, which is run by First Bet. And so, again, a huge thank you. None of this is possible without all of our sponsors, but First Bet being our presenting sponsor here for this year's Adios Pace. 4-5 on Al Poppy right now is your top choice.
They're off.
$10 minutes on the board, 10 till post. This is it. This is what we wait all year for. It's the $420,000, the Grade 1 Delvin Miller Adios Pace for the Orchids. The purse a little higher this year because we had those 2 supplemental entries. 2 horses tried to get into this race last week that had not been paid in eligible. It's a $35,000 fee. One of those 2 advanced to the final, and that is Odds on Mr. Mamba. He was one of your elimination winners last week. Odds on Mr. Mamba won his elimination, and Al Poppy won his elimination. Now, the way it worked is that those 2 horses had a separate draw between the 3 and the 4, and they picked their post positions. Odds on Mr. Mamba got first choice, chose post position 3. Al Poppy then with second choice chose post position 4. The remainder of the other posts were completely luck of the draw, and Melillo got the worst of that with post 9. So it's all set up for a very interesting field here for our final of the Adios this year. 9 minutes on the board, 9 till post, 4-5 on Al Poppy taking the bulk of the play. Odds on Mr. Mamba is sitting out there at 5-2 right now. Third choice, Lua Deepa. She is taking play here at 8-1, same price with the 9 Melillo. A little surprised on the play on Lua Deepa, but you've got the sentimental players here that want to see this filly take on the boys and do well, Mike.
It's true, and yeah, she did not race that well in the elimination. But prior to that, I mean, all the buzz around racing was that she, should have been in the North America Cup, and that she looked that she could take on the boys and beat the boys. I mean, she went 48-1 there on that NA Cup night in the Fan Hanover. We just saw what Be Perfect BG did in the Adios Volo. She's got a ton of class. She's got a ton of talent. And maybe she gets a bounce back here. Now, she's 9-1. She's never been anywhere near that in her entire life. So, yes, to take her off just that elimination performance, I understand. But if you look at the whole body of work, Lua Deepa, she's in the race for a reason. The Burks don't make very many mistakes.
We've got 8 minutes on the board. Let's get some thoughts from our crew that has been doing a great job today outside by the winner's circle. Ashley Wood from the PHRA and from In the Money Media, and NahooPicks.com, Kevin Plowshaw.
Thank you, Jeff. And as you mentioned, this is why we're here. This is the race that gives the day its name. It's the 60th Delvin Miller Adios final. A lot of history here. Luadipa, Todd McCarthy looking to be the first driver to win 3 Adios paces in a row since John Campbell did it from 92 to 95. And right now we've got an even money favorite. 2 top horses, the 2 elim winners, taking the billing here. Al Poppy's even money. Odds on Mr. Mamba's 9 to 5. I like Al Poppy. He was vicious in that elimination. And that was something that we hadn't seen out of him since last year when he was down at Lexington. We know that he had been progressing back nicely. He just missed in the Meadowlands pace. But for him to jump up and produce an effort like that, it was extremely eye-catching. Can he repeat it? Well, we'll find out. My number's here, 42396. Ashley.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this Adios this year, and I spread in this race. This is the 3rd leg of that special Adios Pick 3, and I wasn't going to take any chances. I've made it this far. I'm pretty excited. So I really do think El Papi is going to bring it home for the Burke Barn and Yannick in the bike. So I went 4-3-5.
Luadipa being in this field, the lone filly. Mike Wilder gets the call. Thought that was interesting. It's very interesting how much support she's taking right now, 8 to 1. And as Mike mentioned, though, this is a price that I don't think you've ever gotten on her in her entire career. I'm trying to think back because I remember her debut where she kind of just raced between horses and then like super rallied up the inside and finished a very good 3rd. I want to say she was probably like 5 to 2 that day. Exponentially higher here, 8 to 1. But odds on Mr. Mamba lurking at 2 to 1. Are we going to get the best version of him second back after that qualifier? If we do, he's capable of 47 speed, which might be what you need to do to win this thing. Shaping up like a 2-horse battle on paper, but Frantic Hanover 17 to 1, dead cold on the board right now. I think that's too high of a price for him. I bet him in the elimination. He was very good, second by a neck against odds on Mr. Mamba. He's 3rd back from that messenger where Ron Burke told us on the Hot to Trot podcast he didn't want to pace any more than a mile. He took just a right turn at the top of the stretch there after going a mile. He didn't want to go any further than that. He's wanted to go more. He wanted to go more in the elim, and I think 3rd back after that, he could be very dangerous here. Ashley, what do we think about Melillo?
I mean, that's an outside post. That's a lot to overcome in the 9th, but
I really liked sipping on C-Rock last year from post 9. Melillo gets Ronnie Wren from post 9, and they're not taking back to last. We know they're going, so I think he's going to have a big chance. Right now, he's also on the board at 8 to 1.
Yeah, I think if he, breaks good and takes to the lead, we could see him definitely show up. And we have the Pentafecta bet.
That's right. Yeah,
I'm excited about that.
It's a wide open race. We've got a lot of betting opportunities here. And right now, as it stands, even money on Al Poppy in 5 minutes till post time.
The other question is that I know is of interest in here is the timer. How fast will this race go? Can they go faster than they went last week, 47 and 2? Will the fractions be a little less heated, less contested? And will we see a slower first half, which will result in a slower final time? Al Poppy certainly showed he's a threat to the world record and the stakes record.
I do expect him to go forward here also, especially from this post. I don't think there'll be much waiting around here. I think that Yannick is going to be aggressive, especially they think they have the best horse. He comes off a 47 and 2, rounding into form. So he definitely will be aggressive here. He's going to make them beat him in this race. I'm hoping that odds on Mr. Mamba, who I've picked in this race, ends up close early, but I think he can win from off the pace also. So it's a fascinating Adios.
Once again, there is your field. Odds on Mr. Mamba chose post 3. Al Poppy chose post 4. The rest were all luck of the draw. Ron Burke stable with 5 horses in here. But if you watched the press conference the other day, they asked Ron Burke, will his drivers have some type of combined strategy? He said he has a hard time getting one driver to come up with the strategy, let alone 5. So you know, in this kind of a race, it's every man for himself, because remember, these drivers, they're collecting a portion of what the horse earns.
Right.
And so they're not about to give up a portion of their own potential check here for somebody else.
Yeah, it's not a team. And the key to the race, I think, is Melillo, because you have that wide post, you have Ronnie Wren, and you know, Ronnie, the fact that he chose off Luadipa, not an easy choice to take the 9-post in Melillo after a 26-1 kick in the elimination, and they've always thought that this horse is a top-level Grade 1 horse. He's made $500,000 already, but this would, you know, bring him to the next level. He needs to get that Grade 1 win, and I think he has possibilities here, but he's going to have to be aggressive, and he could shake this race up. So you mentioned all the Burke entries. Well, a lot of them want to be in the same spot. Let's see what happens whenever they hook up on the fronts. And who's best here? Because I don't think there's going to be too much deferring. I do think that there's going to be a substantial pace. Could set up for a Sweet Lovin' Lou. And look, he's 14-1 right now. He's been hanging around at big prices in races like the North America Cup, in the Meadowlands Pace. He only has one win this year, but he's been knocking on the door. I do think that he is the value right now at 14-1. Kevin, do you give him any look?
We'll check back with Kevin in a moment, because they are coming out onto the track. It is time for the post parade. This is it. Getting ready to step onto the track for the Adios. Led to the post by the Pennsylvania State Police Tactical Mounted Division. This is your post parade for the 60th Delvin Miller Adios Pace. This is a Grade 1 stake presented by First Bet. $420,500 on the line, and here's your field. Number 1 is another C-Note, owned by the Burke Racing Stable, Weaver Buscemi LLC, the Let It Ride Stables, and Scott Dillon. Ron Burke is the trainer. Dexter Dunn drives. 11 for 22 in his career. Mark a 149-3. The 1, another C-Note. Number 2 is Frantic Hanover, owned by the Burke Racing Stable, Brad Grant, Knox Services, and Weaver Buscemi LLC. Ron Burke, the trainer, the driver, Tim Tetrick, 7 for 18 in his career, has banked more than $500,000 with a mark of 149-1 at Harris Philly. That's the 2, Frantic Hanover, with Tim Tetrick. Number 3 is Odds On, Mr. Mamba, by Odds On Racing of Boca Raton, Florida. Melanie Wren, the trainer, the driver, James McDonald. 11 wins in 13 career starts, earnings in excess of $750,000 with a mark of 147-4. That's number 3, Odds On, Mr. Mamba, and James McDonald. Number 4 is Al Poppy, owned by the Burke Racing Stable. J&T Silva, Purnell and Libby, Larry Carr, and Weaver Buscemi LLC. Ron Burke, the trainer, the driver, Yannick Gingras. Al Poppy is 5 for 19 in his career, earnings of more than $730,000. Took his lifetime mark right here last week in his Adios elimination. It was the 2nd fastest mile in track history, 147-2. That's number 4, Al Poppy, with Yannick Gingras, your 4 to 5 current choice. Number 5 is Lua Deepa, owned by the Burke Racing Stable and Weaver Buscemi LLC. Ron Burke, the trainer, Mike Wilder, the driver. For the first time since 1969, this is a filly taking on the boys. Lua Deepa, 13 for 19 in her career, earnings in excess of $1.1 million with a mark of 148. The filly against the boys today, that's the 5, Lua Deepa, with Mike Wilder. Number 6 is Sweet Lovin' Lou, owned by Legacy Stables. Edwin Bueller, Big Al's Stable, Brittany Farms, and the Mickey Ray Stables. Daniel Lagasse is the trainer. Scott Zeron in the bike, Sweet Lovin' Lou. Now 4 for 16 in his career, mark of 148-2 at Mohawk. That's the 6, Sweet Lovin' Lou, with Scott Zeron. Number 7 is Treacherous Lou, owned by Royal Wire Products Incorporated of North Royalton, Ohio. Robert Cleary, the trainer. Andrew McCarthy at the lines. Treacherous Lou, 5 wins in 12 lifetime stars, the mark of 150 3/5 at Pocono Downs. Number 7, Treacherous Lou and Andrew McCarthy. Number 8 is Toast of the Town, owned by the Let It Ride Stables, Morrison Racing Stables, Jez Morrell Stable, and Alberg Racing. Noel Daly, the trainer. Todd McCarthy does the driving. Toast of the Town, 5 wins in 16 career stars with a mark this year at Pocono Downs of 148 3/5. That's number 8, Toast of the Town. Todd McCarthy going for his 3rd straight Adios driving win. And rounding out the field is number 9, Melillo, owned by the Burke Racing Stable. Jason Melillo and Weaver Buscemi LLC. Ron Burke, the trainer. Ronnie Wren is the driver. 5 wins in 23 lifetime starts, earnings in excess of $500,000 with a mark of 148 4. That's number 9 on the outside, Melillo with Ronnie Wren. That is your Adios field. They are on the track, scoring down. Get your plays in for our 16th race, the Adios. Even money on the 4 Al Poppy, 2-1 on the 3 odds on Mr. Mamba. Kind of as expected with those two. And now they've settled in on Melillo as a 3rd choice. You're getting 7-1 pricing on Melillo. The rest, it goes up from there. A couple of 10-1s, the 5 and 6, Lua Deepa and Sweet Love and Lou. Lua Deepa took early play, Mike, but she is continually going up in odds.
I mean, off the elimination, you can understand that. She just wasn't herself. Almost sort of got that perfect trip behind odds on Mr. Mama and didn't finish up like she normally did. Now, did she need the race? Maybe. But given that circumstances first start against the boys, I think that the bandwagon sort of has gone away here, and she just needs to step up the game to beat these. She's fine against her own, but we'll see what she does in here at this very, very lucrative final.
Horses are warming up. You see Frantic Hanover. He's my longer shot that I think has a chance here. He's sitting out there at 13-1. I liked that effort last week in the elimination. I would give him a bit of a look on the ticket. And now odds on Mr. Mamba. Question is, again, we said earlier, he went 2 full seconds, actually more than 2 full seconds slower than Al Poppy. Does that mean he doesn't have Al Poppy speed, or does that mean he conserved energy a little better last week and has more in the tank for today?
I mean, he's only lost 2 races lifetime. He won the NA Cup with super speed. This elimination, it was an elimination. So, yes, I mean, he needed to kind of get back to himself. Was first-time Lasix off a qualifier. So I do think that if he gets back to himself with that 48-1 speed he showed at Mohawk, he belongs with these horses. And he's the one to beat, in my opinion.
We are getting closer to post for this 16th race. $420,000 on the line, grade 1. And it's bragging rights, too. It's not, the purse is big, but it's bragging rights, especially when you're starting to look at year-end honors. And these horses all want to be looking at that Horse of the Year honor. And stake races like this are what really can sway the voters as you get to the end of the year. This is a major stake race with a very, very strong field. There's Melillo, 6-1 right now. He is coming down in price. Was 7-1 after the post parade. Now he's down to 6-1. Big crowd on hand for the Adios today. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out and supporting this race. Wings at the gate have opened. The field's starting to assemble. Your even money favorite is the 4 Al Poppy. 2-1 on the 3 odds on Mr. Mamba. Your 2 elimination winners from last week. More than 60 years ago, the great stallion Adios provided his owner, Delvin Miller, with the opportunity to build his dream project, the Meadows. Delvin later repaid the favor by naming our top race in honor of Adios. Today, Hollywood Casino at the Meadows proudly hosts the 60th edition of the Grade 1 Delvin Miller Adios Pace presented by First Bet. From the rail out, another C-note. Frantic Hanover, odds on Mr. Mamba. Al Poppy, Lua Deepa, Sweet Love and Lou, Treacherous Lou, Toast of the Town, and Melillo on the outside. Field is behind the gate. This is the Adios. And they're off. First call goes to the 2, Frantic Hanover, stepping out well from the inside. The 4, Al Poppy's alongside. Between horse of the 3, odds-on Mr. Mamba looks for a spot. Another Sino trying to hold position. He's 4th to the inside. Melillo charges early, 5th on the move, now moves up 4th. Sweet Lovin' Lou's going to mix things up early. He's 6th on the outside. Lua Deepa, the filly, she's 7th in the early going. Treacherous Lou is 8th, and the early trailer is Toast of the Town. Field moves around the turn over to the opening quarter-mile marker, 26 and 3/5 seconds. Al Poppy, Yannick Gingras has settled that one to the top, but he's got Frantic Hanover in tow 2nd. Odds-on Mr. Mamba sits 3rd, racing 4th is Melillo. 5th, parked to the outside is Sweet Lovin' Lou, going to go the tough trip. Another C-Note's covered up 6th. To the outside 7th comes Treacherous Lou. Lua Deepa, she's locked in 8th, and moving to the outside is Toast of the Town. They move through the turn and head for the half in the Adios. It's Al Poppy leading the way. Racing 2nd is Frantic Hanover. They've covered the half in 54 and 2/5. And here comes odds on Mr. Mamba. The elimination winners are going to lock up as they head down the back stretch. It's Al Poppy to the inside. Odds on Mr. Mamba takes the tough route to the outside 2nd. Inside trip for Frantic Hanover 3rd. Melillo has cover. He's 4th on the outside. Another C-Note sits the inside trip 5th, 6th on the move. Sweet Lovin' Lou has not seen the pylons. They're over to the 3/4 in the Adios, and Al Poppy is there in 120 and 2/5. He goes a 26 flat 3rd quarter. It's Al Poppy with a lead, but odds on Mr. Mamba's not done yet. Continuing to close on the outside. Frantic Hanover 3rd. Melillo's looking for room, top of the stretch, and they're on their way home in the Adios. Al Poppy trying to take it the distance. On the outside, it's odds on Mr. Mamba, but Al Poppy's too strong. Melillo's closing late. Al Poppy wins the Adios, 148 and 1/5.
Look over his shoulder. You know, at that point, they're going to have to drop the gloves. There, as you see, trader Ron Burke, the all-time leading trader of the sport. He'll be trackside here for the festivities. I think he might go 1-2 here. Al Poppy, I think, won it. And Melillo may have rallied here for the runner-up spot. But, again, these 2 favorites just went at it, battled each other a long way. At the end of the day, it's a 3-way thriller with Melillo on the scene late. But Al Poppy has just enough there. It's a tight place photo.
You can't take anything away from odds on Mr. Mamba. He was in a real tough spot here, being swarmed by the Burke horses, and where he ends up getting away, it's going to be the first up move. And around the last turn, I thought maybe he was all done, and he just seemed to find a little bit more, but just not going to be enough to wear down Al Poppy.
And that's the thing. You got to root for the little guy. They're the 3. You see him in between horses. Standardbreds by nature, this type of race, they like to draft along. You're not doing as much work when you're drafting. So you're out there uncovered to the outside. And I'm like you, around that far turn, it looked like he was going to stop, but he just is relentless. He will not stop coming. He battled a long way. But again, Al Poppy held all the cards today and got it done.
Driver Yannick Gingras gets his 2nd Adios title. It's Al Poppy in the 60th edition.
Al Poppy, 148 and 1/5. Didn't need to go quite as quick as last time. Mike, we've just got a few seconds here, but we're going to throw it back down to the guys in the winner's circle. But great finish. Melillo, not the easiest trip today. He had a little bit of a seam late, came on to get 2nd. Odds on Mr. Mamba. The trip was just not in his favor.
Fantastic race. Odds on Mr. Mamba had to do the work to try to catch, and he didn't go away. He hung in the entire way, but the Burke Brigade way too strong. And how about Al Poppy? I mean, he's really cut and cooked these last 3 races, and upward and onward for him.
Yannick Gingras, the Adios title today. It's the 2nd win in 9 starts for Al Poppy. He was 0 for 7 going into last week. What a turnaround in his season. Not that he had been racing poorly in any way. He had been coming close in the big stakes, but now he's put it all together and gotten to the winner's circle in back-to-back weeks. So we're going to be going to the CBS Sports feed here momentarily to get some interviews in the winner's circle. We can tell you the winner was off at 4-5. Al Poppy went off odds on at 4-5. The 9 Melillo at 8-1.
First and foremost, Johnny, congratulations. Look, this was a Colt who's been racing really, really well. You did the heavy lifting here today. Were you confident that he'd be able to finish off the mile after his performance last week?
You know, you're always concerned going 47 in an elimination. It's obviously not ideal, but like Ronnie said this week, you got to win your elimination, right? It's a big advantage to get to pick your post. So that's what we had to do to win. But yeah, there's always a little bit of a concern if you took too much out of it in the elims.
You had odds on Mr. Mama coming first over, coming right at you. You gained a little bit of separation. Your Colt looked like he caught a little bit of steps, I should say. You know, how was he heading into that final turn today?
In the middle of the last one, honestly, I thought I was going to win by 10. Like, that's how he felt. He was so strong, and the plugs were in, and I was still just letting him rock. And he just got a little bumpy on me for a couple strides, and once he gathered himself up, I just couldn't get him going again. Like, he was just kind of lost his focus, and thankfully we still came out on top.
Your third time winning this prestigious event, you know, doing it for connections like Ron Burke and company you've had a lot of success for. What does this day mean to you, and what does this win mean to you?
You know, I've won it a few times, but never for the Berg Brigade. You know, we got such a long way. I know this race means the world for the Berg Brigade, and it's nice to win for them. It's my first one for them, and it's probably the most special one.
How about this crowd?
It's amazing. It's awesome. I mean, it's one of the few places you go that there's still people around.
Congratulations, Johnny.
Thank you very much.
Now 3 wins in this race for driver Yannick Gingras, 2013 Sunfire Blue Chip, 2023 Cannibal, and then this year here with Al Papi. It's 1 for the home team. What a crowd in the winner's circle as they soak up the Adios victory.
Okay, I'll come up and read them, then that's perfect. 16th is official. Number 4, Al Papi, 380 to win, 240 to place, and 210 to show. Number 9, Malillo, 520 and 340. The 3 odds on Mr. Mamba, 220 to show. Exacta 4.9 pays $19.60. 4.93 in the try, $75.80. Pentafect is good for $82.84. The double 6 and 4 pays $4.60. Your Adios pick 3, $136.80. All 4 in the pick 4, $25.90. And all 5 in the pick 5, $80.25. Here's your order of finish. From the top down, number 1, Another C-Note was 9th. Number 2, Frantic Hanover was 4th. Number 3, Odds On Mr. Mamba was 3rd. Number 4, Al Papi was the winner. Number 5, Lua Deepa was 7th. Number 6, Sweet Lovin' Lou was 5th. Number 7, Treacherous Lou was 8th. The 8, Toast of the Town was 6th. And number 9, Malillo was 2nd. From the top down, it's 9-4-3, 1-7-5, 8-6, and 2 on the bottom. The time for the mile was 1:48 and 1/5. We're going to momentarily rejoin the CBS Sports Network broadcast.
Delvin Miller Adios. It's one for the home team, as mentioned. It feels like all of Washington County is down celebrating right now. So for the trophy presentation, we go down to Gabe Pruitt.
And as you said, I think we've got the entire home team here, home base for Treader Ron Burke. And with the Jubilant Connections, Val Poppy here. We've got the general manager of the Meadows Casino, Matthew High School, with us for the trophy presentation. Mike Tanner, the United States Trotting Association. Donnell Johnston, the Meadows Horseman Association. And Richard Peden, the First Bet sponsor here today of the race. But Treader Ron Burke, Ronnie, you're standing here in the winner's circle of the Adios. I know it's your third one, but this feeling doesn't get old.
No, every time it's even better than the last time. And, being 1-2 is, something my dad had done before. So, it's very, I'm proud to try to, imitate what things he had done. So we're very happy. The horses raced great. And, Yannick drove a great race.
And talk about how that race set up. You had to be confident as the race played out with your positioning.
Yeah, once we got everybody seated and we had one parked on the outside, I was pretty sure we were in the right spots to, get where we want. And then on the last turn, it got a little bunched up, and I was like, uh-oh, this could be trouble. But then my horses were surging at the wire, so I was happy. And, I thought they hung on. But, you hate to come over here and find out you're second.
Yeah, it's a long walk. It turns out if you are second. But congratulations. Treader Ron Burke goes 1-2. We'll let Matthew High School, Richard Peden present the Adios Trophy here, the 60th edition, to all the winning connections. Treader Ron Burke, all of the owners of Al Poppy, the winner of today's signature event, the Adios. We'll send it back up to you, Mark.
Thank you so much, Gabe, and what a moment there for Team Burke. And over the last few days, we've had the pleasure of being around them and watching the operation. It is certainly something to see. It's amazing year in, year out with the volume and the quality of the horses that they have. And here they get a third Adios for Ron Burke, a third as well for driver Yannick Gingras. Hall of Famers there as they get to celebrate this one for a few moments, but the racing continues on this Saturday evening. There's never an off day for them. Let's take a look at the prices from the Delvin Miller Adios as Al Poppy pays $380, $240, $210. Malillo finishing second to give Burke 1-2, $520, $340, and odds on Mr. Mamba, gritty effort, finishes in third, $220 to show. So it's that Burke Brigade Exacta that's going to pay $19.60. It's Al Poppy over Malillo to win the 60th Adios.
And so with that, we are going to wrap up our card as a tremendous day. Great Adios. As always, Mike Probosi, always a pleasure having you here from In the Money Media. Also, big thank you to Ashley Wood from the PHRA, Kevin Plaucha, and the unsung heroes that we never see, but we see their work, our entire crew for our Meadows Racing Network. These guys put in a lot of hours from the International Sound Group. So a big thank you, Brian Castor, our director, and the rest of the crew. Huge thank you to these guys. They put a lot of effort into doing our show on a daily basis, but this is definitely a little different when you've got all this going on. And so a big thank you to our crew, the unsung heroes of putting these broadcasts together.
And somebody got to thank you, Jeff, because, you're the one pulling the strings here also. And a fantastic call on the Adios. Fantastic race that we got. We got that matchup we wanted there with Al Poppy and odds on Mr. Mamba. And how about Malillo? He had a chance to win that race. He lacked a little room there at the stretch. It would have been even closer, I think. But the Burks are, riding high again. Another great Adios day. We had great handle, great racing, great weather.
Yeah, just an absolutely wonderful day again. Thank you to all of our horse players today for supporting our program. Don't forget, we're back here. This is not the end of the season. The only downside of this race is that Delvin's great pacer was named Adios. And every year we have people say, oh, that's goodbye. That means it's the end of your season. Now, we're here year-round. We'll be back racing again on Wednesday afternoon at 12:45. So we're racing Wednesday and Thursday, 12:45. Friday evening under the lights at 5:10. And, of course, next Saturday again at 12:45. So we hope you'll join us back here next week on behalf of our entire crew, all of our on-air folks, and even Ryan Zidek and Roger Houston for stopping by the booth today and stepping in for a few races. Thank you to everybody. Watch these credits after this replay because those are the guys that did all the work behind the scenes. So we're going to wrap things up with a replay of race 16, followed by the names of all those people that put this together today. And they're off. First call goes to the 2, Frantic Hanover, stepping out well from the inside. The 4, Al Poppy's alongside. Between horses, the 3, Odds On Mr. Mamba looks for a spot. Another Sino trying to hold position. He's 4th to the inside. Malillo charges early, 5th on the move, now moves up 4th. Sweet Love and Lou's going to mix things up early. He's 6th on the outside. Lua Deepa, the filly, she's 7th in the early going. Treacherous Lou is 8th, and the early trailer is Toast to the Town. Field moves around the turn over to the opening quarter-mile marker, 26 and 3/5 seconds. Al Poppy, Yannick Gingras has settled that one to the top, but he's got Frantic Hanover in tow 2nd. Odds On Mr. Mamba sits 3rd, racing 4th is Malillo. 5th, parked to the outside is Sweet Love and Lou, going to go the tough trip. Another C-Notes covered up 6th. To the outside 7th comes Treacherous Lou. Lua Deepa, she's locked in 8th, and moving to the outside is Toast of the Town. They move through the turn and head for the half in the Adios. It's Al Poppy leading the way. Racing 2nd is Frantic Hanover. They've covered the half in 54 and 2/5. And here comes Odds On Mr. Mamba. The elimination winners are going to lock up as they head down the backstretch. It's Al Poppy to the inside. Odds On Mr. Mamba takes the tough route to the outside 2nd. Inside trip for Frantic Hanover 3rd. Malillo has cover. He's 4th on the outside. Another C-Note sits the inside trip 5th, 6th on the move. Sweet Love and Lou has not seen the pylons. They're over to the 3/4 in the Adios, and Al Poppy is there in 120 and 2/5. He goes a 26 flat 3rd quarter. It's Al Poppy with a lead, but Odds On Mr. Mamba's not done yet. Continuing to close on the outside. Frantic Hanover 3rd. Malillo's looking for room, top of the stretch, and they're on their way home in the Adios. Al Poppy trying to take it the distance. On the outside, it's Odds On Mr. Mamba, but Al Poppy's too strong. Malillo's closing late. Al Poppy wins the Adios, 148 and 1/5.